This is a public service announcement from 5 to 5 Incorporated!
That's right, Throwback Rom from 2012. This PSA is to inform you that whatever is said here in the 525 Live podcast is the opinion of the guest, not the host or the show. We here at 525 Live want our guests to feel free in expressing themselves in order to give an entertaining podcast for you and a therapeutic experience for them. If you don't like what they said, take it up with them, not the show. You know who you are. Now, without further ado...
Yo, sit back, relax, catch a contact.
Bear witness to some biblical shit. But I hope you leave enough room for my fist because I'm going to ram it into your stomach and break your goddamn spine.
Oh, you didn't know? Your ass better call somebody. It's the 525 Live podcast. Bear with me. I'm still trying to figure out a good intro. If you guys have any ideas, please put it in the comment section or whatever. But, this is fucking weird. My guest today is, the leader of the Radicult, member of the Elite Four, part of Heatwave, Wrestle Orchestra, and, Valor's Proving Grounds. He was in the first episode of WCW. He is the Radical or whatever you want to call him, because there's a lot of ways of saying it. But how are you doing, man?
Rad Dad Redemption's doing pretty good. A lot of people call me Radical. Some people call me Rad. Some people now call me Rad Dad. Or
some people call you Dickle.
This is true. Or Pickle Rick. I'm Pickle Rick. Can't wait for that. July 30th, Rick and Morty season 3 episode. I think they will air one again. I'm pretty sure, or they'll just skip to episode 2. I don't know, but we'll find out.
I have Hulu now, so I can catch up, because I've been wanting to watch it. I just didn't know where to fucking start.
I might have to get Hulu again if my online streaming site doesn't work for that.
Right.
But
yeah, pretty much, of course, the first... well, just so you know, just for people listening, this is not the first time we recorded this. We had some technical difficulties last night when we were trying to do it, and... But now everything's working fine, so if it sounds like the chemistry's gone a little bit, it's because we're just rehashing the same conversation we had last time. But we're going to try to make the best of the situation.
You know, hey, Sean, nice to meet you again for the second time. I'm doing this the second time. By the way, I'm going to throw a couple things here for this time around. I think it might have been WTW episode 2 or 3, somewhere in that line. It could have been the first
Son of a bitch!
I know, but I'm not exactly sure. I think it's episode 2. And if you hear, like, a beatbox in the background, that's my dryer, and then my fan's also going, but I promise you, in no way, shape, or form do I have smoke alarms going off in this podcast.
Okay.
I did when I moved in, and it was really annoying. They didn't change the battery, so I was like, you know what? I actually have the pack still sitting right there. I'm looking at it, Duracell. I was like, I'm going to replace this, and then that's it. I'm done.
Well, it's like Lance Frisco's thing, where in his episode, his smoke alarm kept going off, and it was like that loud-ass...
So...
stabbing your ear type fucking noise. I was like, ah.
Shout out to you, Lance Frisco, because I had to throw that little rib in there, you know, because I know the
We've
feels.
all been there.
We all have.
I moved in here too. Yeah.
It's the worst.
It happens to the best of us.
You're just like you're like, especially like when you're like in a podcast or anything like that where it requires serious concentration, and then all of a sudden you just hear this beep, beep, and then it's just like pretty much waterboarding, but with a smoke alarm.
Right.
We don't.
They should do that in Guantanamo or some shit.
Right? We don't condone waterboarding or anything, but you know. It is a must-try once.
It's an eye-opening experience, right?
Don't have it done to you. It's a fucking fighting experience if you have it done to you. Like, yeah, like if you watch the experience, it's kind of like watching, like, you know, a movie, but, you know, it's happening in front of you. Kind of gives a little shock factor the first time around, but... You know.
Unless you're Aquaman. Aquaman, I think you would enjoy it.
You know what? He's a bitch, though. Like, I never liked Aquaman, and I'm casting so much shade right now just to say that guy just talked to fish. Like, and then they
say that shit to Jason Momoa. He will fucking.
I will.
He
Okay,
will whack-a-mole your ass.
So they fucking amped him up to look like pretty much like the Roman Reigns of the Justice League, and be like, oh, this guy's really that badass because he can summon a fucking megalodon that doesn't exist anymore to fucking kill your ass, especially like in the games. Okay, I like using Aquaman in the games, even though I think he's pretty much like lame as shit. In the games, they amp him up to the point where it's like. Because he's got the trident and shit, and you're like doing that one combo, especially in the first Injustice. You're doing that one combo, and it's like you stab him in the fucking ribs, and then you stab him again, like in the chest, and then you fucking like I think it's like an overhand, and it knocks him down to the ground. And then you can do the one where like he fucking comes underneath and then hits him back up, so you're just like combo for combo. But other than that, the guy just talks to fish. I mean, come on.
Oh no! Or the shit he does in Injustice, where he's like, he just jabs you repeatedly, like, bap, 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 bap,
Yeah.
bap, bap, and it's like, what the fuck? Like he's trying to fuck you with the fucking trident and shit.
But it's always been like DC animated and stuff. They always made him like, you know, he's wearing like the Mermaid Man costume, and he's all like, "Where's my
Right.
barnacle boy?" You know, hey, I'm a joke.
Like, hey, I like the fucking Miami Dolphins because I wear green and orange and shit.
Like my favorite episode of Family Guy is like the one where he's like, this girl's like, not to make fun of the situation, but she's like getting like, I don't know, raped by this dude almost. Like this guy's like got her pinned down in the sand on the beach, and like he just pops up out of nowhere, and then he just like he's like, he throws a starfish over there in their direction, and like lands by their side, and then they're like both like, what the fuck? And then, you know, he's just like, well, you know what, I'm gonna tell my fish friends, you're gonna be sorry. And also like these like little tiny fish are just hopping around him and shit, and then he's just like, well, you shouldn't have let him on. And then that's it. So that's Aquaman to me in a nutshell. Like he's useless.
Right. So usually the first question I ask, of course, in this podcast tradition here, is how did you start off in the community? Did you watch a video? Did someone introduce you? Did you face the wrong person in the match? You're like, oh, I need to face him again, type of shit. What?
Do you want to know how I got started in the Twitter community, or how I got started in COD in general?
In COD in general, most likely, yeah.
Okay, so let's just say, you know, everybody's played like No Mercy and WrestleMania 2000. My favorite was WCW NWO Revenge.
High fucking five.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, baby. That's the one, baby. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I even played WCW Mayhem, which was kind of cool, but like nothing's got anything on like WCW NWO. So
Yeah.
after that, I moved from the N64, and you know, I played like WrestleMania 1 and 2 and 3 on the NES and the SNES. I played those games. Like that was more recent though. My buddy's got he's got like a whole store, so he's got all these retro games and shit. So anything from like Atari
Nice.
2600 to now, he's got in his store, and it's like fucking sweet. Because when I go out there, like I'm going out August 10th, and I'll be going over there and sitting in there in that store playing all the games I want. Plus, you know, I think I got a couple matches coming up soon, so I'm gonna be doing that too in the store.
Okay.
So, yeah, I got started playing off, doing stuff like that. And then No Mercy actually had RH versus TNA 2006 like mod, so I did that, and I like that. So like creating files and stuff. But really, SVR 2006 is where I got started. So back then, I don't know if you remember or not, we kind of talked about it yesterday too, like the lobbies, and like I was saying, there's like 20 out of 20 people in the lobbies, and it's random. You got to find your guy, like whoever you want to do a match with. You got to find them and search for them, and it was just like hell, because you're just like, okay, so I've been in here a bunch of times, seen some ECW clan shit and fuck you clan and all that shit. And then you like finally find the friend that you need to do a match with. Like if I want to do a match with you right now, we'd like wait in 20 minutes, like finally. And then after that point, you gotta have some energy left to just do the match. You've been waiting for 20 minutes, bored. So I got started in NIWA. I did that in my first year. I did a developmental program called Flashbang. So like how I was in Hammerlock 2, that was run by Jules, or some people know as Von Keenan. And then I did, I'm doing Proving Grounds now. So it's like the same thing. I was in Flashbang, and usually it took people like about 8 months to a year to actually get on the main show, where you do like the main stuff. Kind of like, I guess if you look at FAM, if they had like what's their weekly show that they do, where it's kind of like just like 3 episodes or 3 matches or whatever, and kind of like a showcase for the pay-per-view.
It's like sometimes it'll be like a Raw or Fan Prominence or Worldwide or whatever. Like they always change the shit. That's the thing that I have against FAM. When I was in FAM first time, right, it was just Raw, sometimes a SmackDown, and a pay-per-view, right?
Yeah.
That was it. But now they have like so many different fucking names. Now they're just doing Road 2s and that's it.
So it's kind of more like a road tour rather than an actual like weekly show. Like we had Breakdown, so it was NIWA Breakdown, and then it was NIWA Flashbang for the rookies. I was only on Flashbang for a month. One dude that was like, I don't know if you remember like people back in the day online, where it's like they had like the baggy pants and they wear like the hoodie because the hoodie came out, and then they had like all these stupid designs on there, so it made no sense. But it's like it looked cool for 2 seconds, and then like this guy's gonna fucking do some hack moves like rock bottom and shit, like all the finishers.
They had that fat belt that has like a tie in the back and shit, like a Japanese tie.
Yeah, and they'd use that shit, and like they're always part of some fucking clan and shit that would like hack and like freeze you and like make it so that way you couldn't do shit. And Yeah, it was stupid.
XXI.
Exactly. So, like, you know, we had one guy on Flashbang. I don't know why he was there, but his name was actually, like, I think it was, like, Reckless Big Dog or some shit like that. And, like, he talked some shit, because we used to, like, do role-playing on forums. So we, like, instead of doing, like, how people do promos now, like how you did your promo and stuff like that, where, like, you're recording it, it was like we had to write it out, you know? And we did all that, and he was like, he just grammatical errors left and right. This guy was a fucking noob. And I'm like, I hope I don't have to face this guy, because he's just going to go in there and, like, legit competitive crush me, and then that's going to be the match for, like, 2 minutes. And I don't want to be a part of that. Like, I just, you know, I'm here to, like, show off my character and wrestle and do stuff and make storylines. And, you know, maybe win a belt. Not fucking be some dude's fucking squash that's, I don't even know why he's there. And he didn't go far in that, in NIWA anyways. Like, he ended up falling off the face of the fucking planet, you know, early. So I did that. I became a 3-time Continental champion. I became a world champion at the kind of towards the end of that, and then I also became a 2-time hardcore champion. And I did a whole storyline where I took the hardcore belt, and you know, it's like the broken like winged championship.
Yeah,
the Winged Eagle.
My favorite belt.
Yeah, mine too. It's my favorite belt, and since it broke and they did that with the hardcore title, I thought that was such a sweet thing that, you know, WWE did, that it was like I kind of wanted to pay homage to that. So what I did was I took the belt, I took off all the faceplates and stuff. You know what I mean? So it was just like the belt, and it had a hardcore champion, the tape, and then I rebuilt the belt, and then I called it the X Core title because I restored it. So part of the storyline was to restore the prestige of the belt, and actually while I was wrestling, I was like kind of like the role model then. So I did a death match with JP back in like 2011, I think, as like a hardcore champion, and it was badass, dude. We put thumbtacks down and stuff. I had a football helmet, I put it on, and I was headbutting his ass with it, and we told stories, so it was great. So that's how I got started. So I did that for like 10 years, and it was great because by like 2008 I became a moderator. So like I ended up being like the range of the show with Primus, who's the guy I was talking about that owns the retro store. I'm gonna go see him. Yes. So we do meet up in real life, and that's kind of like what CAW means to me, is like these communities. Is we had a small community, and we actually met each other, like how Rom and Cameron are doing and stuff like that. BH. So to me, it's like the same thing. It's a really cool experience to meet up with somebody from CAW and actually be their friend. Like after that, like I lived with this dude for like 2 years. So
I actually have a dream where, like, if I win the Powerball and shit like that, like I want to do like something where I pay for everybody's ticket, we all go to like, Comic-Con together or some shit like that, and just like have a whole big like CAW reunion where everybody just fucking meets each other in real life.
Like CAW 50 years later, like I'd be dead, but like, you know, my grandson would show up and make. He was a great online wrestler. Nobody really knew of him, but
no one kicked out like he did. Oh God, but yeah.
So getting involved.
Hall of Fame and shit. Yeah, fucking God.
Okay, so 2K14 is where NIWA ended. So I kind of took like a leave of absence, like everybody did, and then 2K15 came around. And it was complete garbage when it came to everything. Like even making faces, everybody looked the same, and hairstyles were like lackluster. So like. But the thing about 2K15, and shout out to Nick Virtue for this, is because he posted the Sweet Chin Music, and that's when they first did the stamina cell. So like I seen that, and I was like, because I didn't want to get a game after that, after 2K14 and NIWA ending, because what was the point, you know? The last place I called home for 10 years shut the doors, you know, over stupid shit too. Is I was in a world title match with Alex Kane, who is actually Jay Savage now. So it's cool that he's still around. Mark Spirals is still around. I've known Mark Spirals since 2007. I've known Alex since 2006. He was the first world champion as his other character, Drago, and then he was the youngest world champion as Alex Kane. Either way, we were supposed to do a world title match, and I kind of wanted to do it. Part of that match was to have my mentor come out, and the storyline, Primus is the guy I'm talking about that I lived with, was his mentor and my mentor, and the way that was supposed to go was, you know, I was hyping it up to believe that my mentor was going to be there, a.k.a. Primus was going to show up, right, at some point during the match.
Yeah.
And what it was, so back in the day, Radical's backstory is that in his time in Ring of Honor, when CM Punk was on his way out to go to OVW, he passed on the X tape. I was talking about this yesterday with you. Figured I'd just reiterate. He passed on the X tape to the Radical, and the Radical, like, carried that out. Kind of like how like Darren was doing like the young Leo thing, and he wants to pass that down. Like I think it's like I was saying, it was cool that guys do that, and when it's carried out, it means something.
Yeah, passing over torch type thing.
Yeah, so I decided in this match that, you know, my mentor is going to come out. Now you can guess where this is going. So everybody's thinking Primus, and I'm all about Swerve. So I was like, what if I had CM Punk come out? Because only one guy in our Fed actually did something like that, and it worked. He had Ultimo Dragon come out in his storyline, and it wasn't something stupid where it's like, dude, what are you doing using WWE? Like, I know in COD it's kind of like when you use WWE characters, it's like, oh man, you might want to shun this guy. Like, what is he doing? But there are fans that, like, you know,
what is really the Rock is going to be an ROX?
Yeah,
really?
exactly, stuff like that. But it's like,
Yeah.
if you think about it, you do it smart, so you take advantage of it. Like, don't have The Rock do like a match or anything like that. Maybe like if he showed up, you know, you paid him enough money because you know how everybody is. Well, we got millions of dollars because we want to be like the WWE. You know, we got millions of dollars, so we're allowed to book big talent. But I always prefer the indie feel where it's like you didn't have big money. So like when you were like, hey, I offered $13 million for CM Punk to show up, and like legit we're going bankrupt. Like if he shows up, we get it back. But if he doesn't, we shut down the doors tomorrow. So like
a Hail Mary type thing. Yeah.
Yeah. So my idea was just have CM Punk come out and like make a distraction, and then have like Craven Alexander, the Radical's uncle, come out and do some shit. But it was I guess it was stupid in hindsight, and we didn't do the match because of it. And then this was premonition. This was like the WrestleMania of our fucking Fed. So like the fact that we didn't complete that fucking pay-per-view and then everything went to shit, and 2K14 we shut the doors, like it just sucked, you know. So I was like, damn, I don't know what to do now. So 2012 rolls around. I think it was 2K6. No, sorry, 2000. Fuck, I don't know what I'm thinking, dude. I'm high. Anyways, 2016 rolls around, January 1st. You know, we just finally get 2K16 out, and was it October? I think it was. Or like November, late October.
Like that.
Yeah. So I was like, okay. I was on Twitter since 2012. I think that's where I was going with that. I joined Twitter for NIWA so we could like kind of promote ourselves a little bit more, and then we all stopped using Twitter. And then like 2016 rolled around, and I was like, hey, let's see what's going on with Twitter. You know what I mean? Like, hey, what's out there? So I joined this community, and I met Connor Sabin, he who should not be named, and I did Hammerlock and all that.
Shout out to Lord Voldemort, yeah.
Yeah, Lord Voldemort. I did that with Jules, which is Von Keenan. I did Hammerlock and all that. You know, I went because I'm not the type of person to think, oh, hey, I've been doing COD for 10 years. I don't need to learn anything new. It was more like I wanted to progress and be better. You know, be where I can like be on level with these guys that are out there with names, because I had to rebuild I had to rebuild myself from the ground up. We're talking 10 years worth of building my character to. All right, now how am I going to do 10 years worth of that in like 2 or 3 years? You know what I mean? Like how do I let like people see that character? So, Nick Virtue was the first person I talked to because he knew a really great friend of mine, Chris, that's known as Alexander Monroe, or Monroe for short. They did a really great feud back in 2011, I believe it was, when AOW. And I was great friends with Chris for, God, years, since I was 12. I'm 27 now. So,
oh my God, how are you not dead?
You know, that's what I wonder.
You're so fucking old, man. 3 more years, you have to be forced to retire. You know that, right?
Yes, it's like pretty much. I guess it's like a sacrifice, kind of like how Undertaker had to lay down for Brock and then Roman. So you know.
Yeah, exactly.
So I gotta lay down for these guys, and you know, just call it a day and ride off in the sunset like, on my donkey, I guess. Not a horse,
wait,
but a donkey.
like Judge Dredd and shit. You gotta take the fucking long walk into the fucking cursed earth and shit.
Yeah, have the Lonely Man from The Incredible Hulk playing. So,
yeah.
So thumbs out, like backpack. Yeah. So like, yeah, Nick Virtue. I talked to him because we were in RTG at the time, which was owned by Jin, who was Landon Drew at the time, and. No shout-outs to Jin because I don't really care about Jin. I'm just going to say that right now. Oh, shit.
So, wait, is this the Jin that we all know?
Yes, the Jin that everybody knows and, you know, doesn't get their way, gets mad. That Jin. They did RTG, and I did the graphics for RTG. So I was trying to get my name out there and I want to do a storyline with Nick, you know, over the Monroe thing, because it was like, okay, you faced my cousin, so, you know, what makes you think you can take me on, kind of thing, because me and Monroe got our own thing going on where it's like we think we're better than each other, so it's like, well, you face Monroe, well, how about you face somebody that's, you know, the other guy, more seasoned vet, if you will, but I guess in this case, Monroe would be the seasoned vet. I'm the rookie. Hi, I'm Rookie Radical.
Rookie Radical Rick.
Yeah, exactly. Like, he's radical, man. Dude, let's do some comedy.
It's like a Scooby-Doo dream, like, Ricky Radical Rick?
Ratty.
Ree!
Nice. Yours is better than mine. I like it.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So, I asked Virtue how I could, like, improve, like, because, dude, I didn't do, like, anything sim-wise, like, for 2 years, you know? So, like, I was a little rusty, and things have changed on Twitter. Like, you guys have, like, a system that I've caught on to that was, like, we were used to talking out, so we'd get in a match and be, like, a party per se, but we'd be on Skype. Shout out to Skype, you know, grandmaster of all things. We'd be on Skype and we would, like, direct the match, so that way it's, like, because, like, a lot of guys, they didn't really get the psychology part that, like, me and Primus and a few other guys got. Like, some guys were great at being just natural. Like, I guess the word would be, I've been tossed around lately, organic. Yeah, that's the word.
Well, you know, no one's more natural than Lance Frisco.
Yeah, this is true. That's an idol of mine because that's a guy that can troll, get the best of him.
He is the natural.
And still be on FAN. Like, the guy, like, is no nonsense, and he makes me laugh, like, on a daily basis. So, that's my boy right there. But yeah, so I joined this, and then I asked Nick to help me out a little bit, like, how can I be better in the ring and stuff, because, you know, it's always good to learn something new. And since it was,
of course.
I was starting off, I wanted to make a good impression with everybody, and I still do, like, to this day. It's like, I don't want to be like the guy that's like, oh man, there's that Victor Morgan guy. Like, I feel like I'm a level above Victor Morgan and TJ Mariota, where it's like these are misunderstood guys that are just dicks, so it comes off bad. And then I'm like that too, but I feel like I'm just like a little bit above where it's like, all right, hey, this guy knows when he's like apologetic and not just like, oh, hey, I want to say sorry because I'm getting ignored now, and I don't like to get ignored.
I just want to say sorry because I feel you guys are hating me, not because I genuinely feel that I'm wrong.
Exactly. And so Nick actually appointed me to Brian Amir and Trey Jordans. So these are the guys that kind of got me started in sim in this community because they helped me out tremendously. We did a lot of practice matches and stuff just to kind of get the feel again, see how they work without, you know, being in the microphone and stuff, just going and just seeing how the natural chemistry would flow. And, you know, there's hiccups there here and there because I'm rusty and whatnot. I'm trying to pick up something. Okay, so when I was doing this, Phoenix, I'm sure you know, match. I was told to do a match with him, so I did an offline match with him. And this is what I thought. I thought we were going to speak in, you know, in a party and stuff, and I kind of directed out. So like, we were going, but we weren't going because I was just there, and I didn't know what he was doing. So I kind of just was like, all right, fuck around match. Let's just troll and shit and do nothing like other than fuck around, kind of learn each other, their moves. No, this guy wanted to do a straight up 5-star match, and like he was like circling up and stuff while I'm being a fucking dickhead. And I like that impression was like a little sour. I'm like, oh man, he thinks I'm probably a fucking noob. I'm like, I'm gonna live this out.
I've had a similar experience with Phoenix too, so don't worry about it. It's not like it's something where like everybody should know. I think it's just something the way he does it, which is great. It's just that it's not universally known, I think.
Yeah, and I mean he supports me and stuff. Like when I did my match with Aiden for Wrestle Orchestra, I seen in the Twitch that he was like, you know, I'm here to support Radical and shit. And I thought that was pretty cool because like having like these vets and stuff and these guys that are really good at what they do, their craft, you know, doing ka. For me, it's a good experience because it means, you know, he sees something in me and other people do too. I personally feel like a little bit more popular now because of my birthday. My fucking phone was blowing up every fucking 2 seconds when I was at work. A little bit more popular than I was. I feel like, you know, really underrated where like you don't know who Radical is. Like maybe if you heard of him, it's because of like friends of friends, you know, follow him or something like that, you know.
Right.
So that's how I got started in the community, and I didn't really go anywhere. Like I said, I did that one episode of WTEW, that one stint where Connor Sabin was on my shoulders, and Mr. Champion came out sporting Make Edwards champion attire and gear and shit.
Right.
And, you know, we wrestled him for like 2 minutes where it's like we made it look like the Little Rascals skit where he's on my shoulders, and it's like it was a gauntlet tournament match, so like, you know, the stakes were high, so we wanted to cheat. And he super kicked Connor off my shoulders, and he rolls out, and then I fucking get disqualified for being outside interference or whatever. And, oh, shucks to us, and then, you know, I fucking beat his ass and throw him out of the ring, and then me and Sabin walk up the ramp and disappear. And after that, nothing really happened because Peyton talked about it in that podcast. You know, things fell through with me and Sabin, and then he ended up replacing our spot. So I didn't really do anything for a while. Kind of bitched on Twitter about it. Like, not just that in general, just not being booked. I was like, oh man, not getting booked. Here I am, Victor Morgan of Ka, getting outcasted. Goddamn it!
All by myself.
Exactly. The two things that got me to where I am now, and I have to thank Joey, I have to thank Sean. I'm not thanking that mook, but no, I'm just kidding. But seriously, I did.
Oh my God! You spilled all this tea.
I did a dance off back in 2009 with my own. So I had two cars, Izzy Insane and Radical. At the time was Radical Ricky Rourke, and I did a match with them because I was like, it was like a series of 3. And to me back then, I was like, I'm still into Alex Shelley. He's my favorite wrestler, but I got sick of Radical with the tattoos and the face paint and shit. So I completely underdid the character. Like, I took away the tattoos, see if anybody would notice. I ended up taking off the face paint, and I changed his name to Alex Craven to mock his uncle, you know, that he buried alive, Craven Alexander. So he took his name, like Alex Craven, and it was so much cooler. I'm like, that's a badass name. Like, I came up
pretty
with,
much.
Like, I came up with Radical, and I got Alex Craven here in the back pocket. Like, that guy was like, when I was world champion in that IWA, it was Alex Craven, not the Radical. So I'm like, God damn it, my heel gimmick got over way more than my fucking face gimmick, and my face gimmick was shit. And then I went back to Radical in like 2011. But yeah, so I mean, I didn't do anything, but I did the dance off with Joey and Sean, and I was just like, since I did it already once, and I did it with 2 controllers by myself, it was so cool, because like Chikara was a big influence at the time for me, and they did the dance offs, like AJ Styles and Christopher Daniels did a tag team match, and AJ Styles, like, he did a couple dance moves and shit, and then he tagged out to Christopher Daniels, and he came in and he did the Curry Man dance and shit. It was great. Like, I was laughing my ass off at that. And that was like 2006, 2007. So I got influenced to do that the first time. It worked out great. The dance sequence was nice. I used Jump On It by Sir Mix-a-Lot, because I think they did it once in CZW, and they used that song. And it's like, that's a perfect dance song, so I'm going to use it. So flash forward to 2016, and the tag team tournament that was being done, I think by Jules. I think he was doing the tag team tournament, or it was Trey. It was one of the two. All I know is that we were supposed to face off with Joey Turner and Sean O'Reilly, me and Sabin, and I'm like, we were supposed to lose, you know, the first round. So like, we were just there to kind of like, all right, how do we get our names out here? How do we do stuff to be, you know, to get our names out there, but also lose the match? Like, how do we do this? And I'm like, well, these guys are fucking gigantic. Like, even Sean's fucking big. He's like 6'6" or whatever, 6'5".
Oh yeah.
And he's like fucking muscles, and I'm like 5'10" over here, and so is Sabin. And we're like, we're not gonna be really believable without getting much offense, and like, we have to be the guys that are getting fucking thrown around and shit. So I'm like, I could be the guy that's getting his ass kicked because I'm the newer one. People knew Sabin more than me, so I was like, I could just like go in there and just get my ass kicked or whatever. But I ended up being, I think I did some of that, but at the same time I was more so like a hot tag, and my hot tag didn't really work out because like, as soon as I came in, I was getting my ass beat. But I did like a couple combos. I'm like, oh shit, look, I'm getting technical and shit. And then like, it was awesome because I got super kicked in the face, and I was wearing the red bandana for Raphael because we were the Ninjas with Attitude. Shout out to LG or Trey Jordans, because he's like, you should do Ninjas with Attitude. I'm like, I like that. NWA, we're doing it. And shout out to Norm, because when he did the commentary for the tag team match, he said Ninja with Attitude, or he said, I think it was like Ninja with Attitude, or no, Ninja with Attitudes. And I was like, damn it. Oh my god.
There's so many ways you could say that's right, but then he fucked it up, like attitudes. Like, what the fuck?
But it was great.
Like the one way of fucking it up. You motherfucker, you fucked it up.
you fucking fucked me. You fuck. No, but I love Norm and I love Ty too, because like my goal like with Heatwave was to make Norm laugh. Like, how am I gonna like make Norm just fucking? Because he when I heard him in the dance off and it happened, he just like lost his fucking mind. Like, he was just like, he didn't know what the hell was going on, but he liked the music, and he's like, I like the music, and like, it was just legit. And so I'm like, that's what I want to do to Norm. I want to be like, every match I have with him, it might not be a serious match, like, he's not gonna expect it. And like, when he laughs legit, I'm like, I did my job. So when Heatwave, when we did the Pokemon battle and he lost it, I was like, this is the moment. This is my COD career right here. Like, I can end now happily knowing that I got a commentator like Norm to fucking break character and just lose it. So
just have him corpsing and shit, send in for the man.
Exactly. And then I didn't do anything after Heatwave, and I didn't really do anything after that. You know, I kind of fell off the face of the map for like early 2017, because at that point WTW came out. Well, I was doing WTW, that's what I'm getting to. Like 2017, it rolled around, and because RTG fell apart, so I didn't ever get really booked on there. And It's like you couldn't make your own ideas on there. That's kind of like the thing about Jin. For me, is like why I don't like Jin is because I feel like, you know, the fame went to Jin's head, and now Jin feels entitled. This is just my personal opinion. So like to nobody else, like it's like I just don't care. Like people talk about drama and shit. I'm just like I'm a realist. You know what I mean? Like you want to know my feelings on somebody, and it's been talked about, so it might as well be answered instead of like
Right.
you know, because I'm not one to like really give a shit. Like I block Jin. And I only find it funny when there's drama going on, and if Jin's involved, like, well, what's going on over here? You know, what's on the Sunnyside Farms over here? Just because it makes me laugh. Like, I love fucking Twitter that says that. Sometimes the
I
drama,
love seeing drama when I'm not involved.
yes,
I
like
love that
drama's funny and shit when it's not like serious and nobody's threatening people's lives and their fucking kids and shit
shit. Over fucking eyebrows.
over eyebrows. And I was actually, I was a case of that because I'm the one who said. When Norm posted the 3 faces, and I was like, oh, they all use Second Life textures. Like, I was talking about those 3 people in general, those 3 cons, because they all had the same face texture. I'm like, hey, I played Second Life before, like, you know, for a good while, and it was shit. But I recognize the face textures. Like, that's totally, like, people saying, like, I envy you, and I'm like, nah, dude, their fucking quality's, like, garbage. So, like, when you zoom in on their face, like, it's all pixels. I'm like, that's definitely the work of some fucking fat chick on Second Life that's making mad money, mad ducats right now, you know, selling fucking
Why does it
textures.
have to be a fat chick? That's
Because they usually are on Second Life. Like if you've ever like that's the thing. When you encounter a game like that, it's like it's all catfish. Like they all work at these strip clubs and shit. Like at least back in my day when this was it, this is how you made money on that game. You were a stripper, and that includes males too. So shit was weird. You know, I'd be in like just trying to troll and shit with this fucking noob ass like avatar, and all these people are like, hey, honey, what's going on? I'm just like, I don't know, man. Here's a fucking emote of me dancing into the fucking butterflies and shit. Like, I hate this game. Because a friend got me into it, and she played it. And she actually wasn't a fat chick, so, you know, not everybody was a catfish on Second Life. Let's be honest, like, you know, it's a good place for fat chicks to hide.
Same thing with, like, IMVU. Like, my ex-girlfriend used to be on that shit all the fucking time. Where it's like, yo, get off the fucking game. But she used to love it. But then you hear a lot of stories about people catfishing on there too. So it's
Yeah,
just,
and
it's not everybody, but
no distance on fat chicks. Like, hey, if you got a little bit more cushion, good for you. Like, I'm totally down for that, but like, there's a limit.
Right. I think, and like that's you know, not to get all politically incorrect and shit like that. It's nothing against big women. It's just that you know, for a fact, big women get more play than big dudes.
This is true.
So don't ever feel ashamed because you're a big woman and shit like that.
Oh, you're definitely gonna get a lot of dudes. There's a whole community.
Right? You know what I'm saying?
There's a BBW community, and you're loved, honey. Don't you worry. Like,
yeah, there's a hell of a lot more dudes that'll get with a big chick than females getting with a big dude. Because trust me, there's a huge stigma against big dudes. That's why I had to lose weight. I was a fat kid growing up, and I was just like, you know what?
hey, me too. I was a fat kid. Now I just have a dad bod. It's cool. You know, it works for being 27. I'm not looking to be like aesthetically fucking crazy like my character is. Like I'm not looking to have.
Yeah,
like,
I got a Leo DiCaprio thing going on.
Yeah, me too. You know,
a
it's
little
like,
bit of a gut.
They still love you, but you know, you just got you age a little bit, like fine wine.
I can go outside to the beach with the shirt off. I just choose not to.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I like to wear a shirt because the sun is just fucking intense. It burns. It
I
fucking
still
burns.
have that mentality of being a fat kid. You know what I'm saying? There's certain things where I'm like, oh, I'm not gonna wear tight clothes and shit like that, even though I could. People say, oh, you look good. I'm like, nope, I don't like it. I just don't dig it. No.
Like I'm gonna go swimming in the lake right now, but I'm gonna wear my shirt.
I wear sweatpants and shit.
Sweatpants. The whole fucking gear. Like your whole body, like wearing a hoodie and shit, and a ski mask. Like I'm good. I'm
You
avoiding
tell
the
yourself
sun.
it's like. You tell yourself it's like that Piccolo thing where, yeah, no, I'm just adding weight to me, so like it gets me stronger when I swim.
I want to be ascended when I swim.
Exactly, you know.
Fast. Yeah, so 2017, I got picked up by Wrestle Orchestra, which has been fun so far. Like I bumped into Rev a couple weeks back on an episode. I did a match with Aiden for the Gauntlet. So now I'm advancing in the Gauntlet, and you know I bumped into Rev and shit. I thought that was funny because like he's a part of the Gauntlet too. So it'd be great if we just like walked backstage like and just bumped into each other and like made a, you know. And people are asking about it now to this day, and like me and Rev are laughing because I posted this the same thing, but I added like the to be continued, like JoJo's Bizarre Adventure to the end of it, so it's like to be continued, and it was funny, you know, first 16 times I watched it, and then after that,
Right.
but yeah, 21 likes. That's all that matters. So I'm doing Wrestle Orchestra now. I'm in Proving Grounds, and I think that's about it. Like I'm not ready really anywhere else. It's those two shows at the moment.
Okay. But so like now, speaking of the future, now is there anything that you want to go into? Like, no matter how far, like oh my God, you're reaching for the stars here. Fuck it, say it because it just might happen. So, is there anybody that you want to face, or any events, or any match type that you want to like perform later on in your career before you call it quits? Like any COD bucket list that you want to fill out?
Yes, I mean, so my character's always been number one to me. Like the story behind the character, like that's number one. So I have a story that's unfinished, and I need to finish it. But the thing is, I wanted to tell that story, like on the biggest plateau that I could, so that way everybody could see and feel the emotion. But to me, it's gonna be like, oh well, dude, if you were expecting that, dude, I watched it. It was fucking shit. Like, I don't know what you expected, bro. If you expected us to have a heartfelt moment, fuck you.
Yeah,
but
there's
no.
always that risk, and I get mad nervous about it too. Like whenever I have like, oh, this is gonna be a good idea, and then it's like it's always one of those things where it's like either not enough people see it or people think it's shit. Which it hasn't happened yet. It's still like I get that anxiety attack right before I release it. Like it's the same. It's the reason why I haven't finished High Anxiety yet, because I'm like mad nervous about it. Even though I love it, it's just that what if people don't like it?
Yeah, like it's so in NIWA, I built the feud for like 7 years. Okay, like we're talking like it's been the smartest thing I've ever come up with as far as like for a story, and it involves the Radical. And to this day, for NIWA, the people don't know what happened. But let's just say certain things happened that nobody picked up on from a start, and it has no end yet because we haven't gotten there. And the fact that the show went under, that's kind of what sucks, is it left this cliffhanger of something that was like the biggest storyline of my career. Besides, like the second biggest being Monroe. So you talk about people that I want to face is the Radical's cousin Monroe, my real life friend Chris.
Okay.
So like that's left hanging too, because that's his cousin, and we've never done anything on the systems. When 2007 came out, SVR 2007 was on Xbox 360 for the first time, but it was always a PlayStation brand, and then it became Xbox 360. So he had an Xbox 360, and we kind of split ways forever until he finally got a PS4. So like all that time and all those years, we're like, oh yeah, we'll get an Xbox, or he'll get a PS3 at the time and stuff like that. And it just never panned out. You know what I mean? Money's money. Not everybody has it, so it's like to have two systems and to make your character twice in those two systems, it's a pain in the ass. So
Right.
It just never panned out, and so we kind of went our separate ways. He did his thing, and he built his legacy, and a lot of people know him because on the Xbox side, he's like a guru, And on on PS4 side, I'm just like some shit nobody that's like, oh, some people know me, but.
Hey, you're on the 525 Live podcast. You are somebody, motherfucker.
I'm somebody now to at least, like, maybe, I'm going to say, I'll give it, this might be a low one. I feel because of you, the views will go to, like, about 500, but I feel like 300 of those views would be you. The 200 would be me, like, easily.
We're just going to hit refresh over and over.
All the Radical believers who are watching right now, listen to their leader, like, this is the fucking move that I follow. God damn it.
Like they like you now, before now, but then they listen to the podcast.
He doesn't sound.
oh,
I'll do my Melvin voice. He doesn't sound anything like the cool guy that I see on the screen. Like that guy's like a punk ass. Like he sounds like a punk ass, but he looks like a fucking badass. What the fuck? What is
He
that?
sounds like a fucking cuck.
Yeah, what a fucking mook. I don't like the Radical anymore. Yeah, but so.
I'm gonna be a fan of the Tubular now. Fuck the Radical.
Yep. Cowabunga, dude, go fuck yourself. Radical man. Who fucking uses that lingo anymore? Come on now, grow up. Like, you want to be serious? Not that name, you fucking piece of
You're
shit.
showing your age, you old bastard.
Yeah. Fucking Radical? What are you, fucking 90?
What's next? The fucking Groovy? Is it gonna be the Groovy?
I'm like the one guy that wears pants and shit. Like, I've always wanted Radical to be like, I can't quite afford, like, the kick pads and the tights and stuff, and plus it just doesn't fit. Like I've done it. Like I've done it like 3 times now, where I transitioned the Radical from his badass like Raven, Mock, and shit. Like he's always been a guy that wear like right now he's wearing Matt Hardy pants. But he's always been a guy that wears something that's like punk like that. You know what I mean? And
it's also cool because it seems like you're always ready for action. It's not like, oh, you have to go back and change.
exactly. Like I like when I watch Jeff Hardy or Matt Hardy and they wear like their pants. But like, they wouldn't wear like their armbands or anything like that. Like they look like they just like came out from a match and took off their stuff and like left their pants on and a shirt on. Like I thought it was cool. Like you're wearing half your ring gear. You know what I mean? Like or Stone Cold just not wearing his wrist tape and he comes out in jeans instead of wearing the shorts with the knee braces. He just wears jeans and his vest. Maybe
Right.
a t-shirt. Like I thought that was always cool. So I wanted the Radical to be like because the name is so badass to me, like the meaning behind Radical. So like, sorry, I was getting a phone call.
It's all good.
Yeah, I had to hang up on Mama Dukes right here for this podcast, so we know where the love lies. Shout out to the Mom Dukes.
Sorry, Mrs. Radical.
But yeah, so I just didn't want the Radical to be like everybody else. Like I feel like a lot of people wear like tights and like trunks. There's no like biker shorts or anything like that. It's like I think JTD is one of them that wears like the biker shorts. But like a lot of people like wear either the trunks or the tights and kick pads.
Right.
And I feel like there's too many of that. So we need like a broader spectrum. Like even guys that wear the tights like Knicks, like they're different looking. So it's not the same. You know what I mean? It doesn't look like a G1 competitor that's like ready to go fucking outclass everybody 5 stars every night of the day.
I'm actually a big fan of the singlet. Like, whoever wears singlet, I dig it.
Yeah,
Like,
it can work. And
it's
some people it
fresh
doesn't work.
start,
Some
yeah.
people it does work. It just depends on your body, I think, for your con and things like that. Like if it meshes well.
Mhm.
I'm talking about.
I
not
think
being-
Norman did one where he had like a singlet and it had like the Flash logo on it. And it was like a Flash-inspired attire, but with a singlet. And I really dug that. That was pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, because it's thinking outside the box, and as far as
I
like
think Clark Edwards does the singlet. Like a few people do singlets. T-Bone, he does that. So like yeah, it's refreshing to see that. Because,
Shots
again,
did
like
one
how
at
you
one
mentioned-
point in time, I believe. with and Jawan Conrad right now is kind of doing like a different kind of singlet. I don't know. I'm not really sure how to explain it. It looks like a ballerina, like one of those bodysuits, but there's no sleeves. I can't explain it, but he's got like a thing going on like, with that where he's like the pit bulls on the front and the sides have like logos, kind of like that one dude that's in the cruiserweight division. I don't know his name. Yeah, I don't really watch
That guy.
Yeah, that guy. I don't watch wrestling too much to remember who's who at the petting zoo. I stopped watching after CM Punk left and after they fucked Daniel Bryan over. And like I gave it a chance with Daniel Bryan because like here's the last hope. He's the last hope. And then like
He's the last of the Mohicans.
they fucking like pulled his leg and they did their shit, and I was like, you know what, fuck this company, and I Jim Cornetted it out of it, and I just like I'll watch for like SummerSlam and like WrestleMania and shit like that, but like I feel personally I don't need to watch because there's nothing that catches my mind no matter what. Like the Hardy Boys and the Broken gimmick, I think is the only thing that would bring me back. Is if they like, because like they've been hinting at it, like I've been following up on that. And it's funny that like the thing that's making me mark out is nothing of the great value. Like AJ Styles too. I've always been an AJ fan, but I don't believe like he's in a position that where he's in a bad spot. So I know he's safe. You know what I mean? I know if I don't watch, he's gonna carry on and it's gonna be great. So it's like I'm not worried for the company in that sake. I'm like they got a good cash cow there, and same thing with like Kevin Owens and all these guys, but 4 horsewomen. So, but the Hardys to me, like that's something special because, like, as far as I remember watching wrestling, it was the Hardy Boys. So, like, this is for like an old timer sake, like how I feel in
It's a
college.
nostalgia thing.
Yeah. So, like, to see them in the Broken Hardys gimmicks, it transcended for Matt Hardy more so than Jeff Hardy because Jeff Hardy's always like he's the younger brother, but he kind of overshadowed Matt Hardy, especially winning the WWE title and stuff. And
also, like Jeff has always been weird anyway, so it wasn't like a big departure. Where Matt, back in the day, he was always like the straight one. He was always the one that did like the actual wrestling. He didn't do like the big high spots as much as Jeff.
Yeah.
He was
Leg
a promo
drops.
guy, that type of thing. Yeah.
And
But now he's all like delete and fucking symphony and wonderful and all that shit. So
And some people don't like it, but to me, like, I didn't watch TNA either because all their guys jumped ship to WWE, and I was like, well, there goes TNA. And, like, there goes all their guys they mistreated fucking, like, AJ Styles being the biggest fuck you. Like, here's a guy that they had in their pocket, the guy that, like, in his prime should have been, you know, instead of putting, like, Hulk Hogan and shit over him and fucking doing, like, Jeff Hardy, the Immortal, and all this stupid shit. You know, they fucked AJ Styles in the sense that they took, like, their homebred guy and fucked him. And so, like, I'm glad when he left and it was, like, he's going to WWE after doing NJPW because he, like, I felt like it was a revival of AJ Styles. Like, you know what I mean? Not doing the stupid gimmicks that TNA was making him do. And he was finally able to be the phenomenal one again. And it was great. So
like they had fucking AJ Styles dressed as a fucking turkey.
Same with Alex Shelley, my favorite wrestler. They had Alex Shelley dressed like a turkey.
Fuck?
And he flipped off Mick Foley, and that I thought that was great. That was one of my shining moments for Alex Shelley. It was like he played ball, he dressed like a turkey, came out wearing his fucking outfit, and then he flipped them off, and I was like, yes, that's my boy. That's the kind of tweener that the
How do you
Radical.
flip him off? Where you just saw like a wing and you just it was implied that he flipped him off?
Oh no! Like the wings were like it was kind of like elbow pads where it had a strap, so like it was on,
Oh,
but
okay.
like his hands are free. So like he was able to just like lift up his hand with the wing and just have the wing on the side and just flip him off. It was great.
The best thing could have been done was like he would say, "Eat me," because he's a turkey. It would be
Oh man, see that's why we got you on FAN. Those ideas right there that we need. Those like left wingers where it's like, oh well, let's do something that's funny, but you know, people want to expect.
Yeah, we're gonna have Rom dressed as a turkey.
And he's gonna say, "Eat me." It's
Eat me, Rannick! Eat me!
It's a Vince Russo idea right there. It's golden, bro. It's Vince Russo. That's a golden idea. That's a golden
Turkey
egg.
on a pole match. Just picture it.
Yo, you know, Grandma's there. She's got the stuffing, bro. It's genius. She gets hit with a steel chair. Nah, just roll with it, dude. I'm Vince Russo. I got money out of my pockets, except not in my pockets, just out.
It's somebody's pockets.
Oh my god.
Fucking shit.
Where were we now?
No, we already. You already answered the question and everything about the whole what do you want to do in the future and stuff like that.
Oh,
Story
did
that
I?
you wanted to cap off. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So.
If you want to talk about it more, that's fine. But
Yeah, like I'll just do like a quick thing. So like if we're talking about like places FAM, I feel like as far as like being in FAM, to me it's not just like about me. Like when I do shows and stuff, and I'm a team member there, and I do my matches and stuff. You know, I may have taken a backseat role to being like a moderator or administrator, or, like running the company. But like I pitch suggestive ideas that might sound good, they might sound bad, but I just pitch ideas like left and right. So that way it's like, hey, if there's something that you didn't know you could do with somebody else, here's some storyline for them where it's like, hey, you faced this guy at Heatwave like a year ago, you know, here's your advantage on a storyline. Like that's my creative part of me is like I help out the show. So like FAM is what I used to do, like as far as like what their production is. That's what we did in NIWA. I think we like editing and all that, and we just got burnt out because we were doing like 20-minute matches all the fucking time because we wanted to one up each other. We had 12 guys that we were doing something and we're competitive. So FAM is where I'd want to be in that aspect, but I feel like to be in FAM, I wouldn't want to just like, oh yeah, just showcase my COD. Like, how can I help you guys out? You know, graphics, recording my voice. If you want to actually have my voice, I mean, let's be honest here. But you know, just help out the show and make it better. Even though it's like at the best it can be, there's always room for like, what can I provide to the show to make it even better than what it already is.
Exactly.
And same thing with Valor. I want to actually be on Valor, and I would still do Wrestle Orchestra. And I think if there's any company that would be like, hey, you know what? We didn't really have anything for you before, but you know, now that we see that you're like on bigger shows like Proving Grounds, and then you're going to Valor, like things like that. Like, hey, you know what? We now see what you're capable of. We want you on our show. I'm not gonna be like, oh no, go fuck yourself. You know, I mean,
I'm too big for you.
exactly. I'll never have that mentality again. Back then, when I was like younger, yeah, like when I was like 16, 17, absolutely, I was a fucking dickhead. But now I'm 27. You know, I cooled out a little bit. Like this is just a hobby. It's no longer a job anymore. I'm not running the reins of a show, so I'm not feeling like I'm at work and I got a bunch of mooks working for me. Like, you know, I just want to help people out. So I feel like, you know, if they want me on the shows, you know, if I'm not going to say, because I have a full-time schedule, I'm not going to be like, oh yeah, 6 shows, absolutely, the Radical will get those matches done for you. It's like 2 to 3 shows is perfect because it works with my schedule.
Right.
So I think that's where my future would be. I want to finish this story, and basically whatever new stories I start, I want to leave on a good note that's like it ended and it made sense. And if I can, I'd love to be a champion a couple more times, but it's not like it's necessary because, like I said, you know, I've won so many titles in one Fed for like 10 years that I pretty much made my quota on titles. As far as like if I don't become a champion, it's not the biggest thing. Because after being world champion, after being hardcore champion and building the prestige of that title, anything I did in that Fed after that was like, it felt bigger because like it was always about the story, and I used the belts not as just props but as part of the story. And so like after I left, you know, somebody else might come in and didn't really quite have the leadership like I did, so like it might lose a little bit of prestige, but you know, it's like it makes people tend to remember like, wow, when he had the title, he really carried that as far as with everybody. He was like a role model and a leader, and everybody in his division had something to do and a storyline to tell and build their own characters. You know, that's what I'm all about. So if I can do that for a couple people before I leave, that'll be great. Like if I can be like, you know, I helped this guy out where I didn't even know, and this guy's like, hey, you know, the Radical, like, it was really cool. We did this feud, and, like, he gave me something to do for, like, the next, I don't know, 6 months, whereas I had nothing to do before, and all he had to do was just like, well, what if we do this as part of this in the storyline? and have this person involved. You know, I always thought triple threat feuds would be cool. So if I could do one more of those, I will. That's my bucket list. One more triple threat feud, because you don't see that a lot. It's usually like one-on-one, or like people trying to do the tag team tournaments and stuff. And because of connection issues, it's hard. But I think 3 people, the connection wouldn't be too bad for the servers, where you can still do the match. You know what I mean? And have like a really great triple threat, like was it Chris Benoit and Shawn Michaels and Triple H? Or was it Chris?
Right. My favorite triple threat match, yeah.
Yeah, mine too. So, stuff like that, and then I think I'd call it quits. And me and Joey already have like a Hall of Fame thing going right now for me, like a Braden Walker Hall of Fame.
So the fucking 3 DVD.
Yes, Box said that one time he met Matt Hardy backstage, that kind of thing.
And when he stood on the stage with his hands on hips.
Oh my God! So you're gonna appreciate that when we retire, because me and Joey decided when we retire together, his is gonna be Stan Hansen, and that one promo that Stan Hansen did. I got a big fat wife and 9 kids, and I gotta feed them. Like, that's gonna be Joey, and I'm gonna be fucking Braden Walker. But technically, Aiden Pericolo is Braden Walker. So we made an Aiden Walker attire for him, and he doesn't like it because I made him fat and shit and look like Braden Walker. And shout out to Braden Walker, because me and Joey found him on Twitter, and it's not like he doesn't have a verified symbol by his name. So yeah, I know. Like, he's like Human Tornado, where he doesn't have a verified symbol either. So like, you gotta like, you're like, is it the real guy? Is it not? I don't care either way.
Yeah, do the research and shit. Yeah.
Human Tornado actually like retweeted one of my tweets, and then I followed him for a while, and I was like, okay, you know what? He's not following me back, so I unfollowed him. But I was like, thanks for the retweet, dude. That's awesome.
Cocky prick.
All I did was mention his name. I didn't add him. I just said Human Tornado, and he found it and he liked it. And same thing with.
Same thing with Mike Bennett. I had the same thing with Mike Bennett, where I mentioned him without adding him. I just fucking mentioned his name, and then he ended up replying to it. I was like, motherfucker, really?
I was there for that conversation, because I was saying how Mike Bennett actually was trained by the same guy as me when I did professional wrestling when I was 17. Brutal Bob Evans is my trainer, and it was Slam Tech Wrestling is what his training academy was. So I did that, and I got to meet all like the guys that would go to EPW, and they would do New England shows. And at my town hall, they showed up, and actually during the time when I was actually training, it was me and my friend, and there was supposed to be like 5 other people in that training academy, and they all like dropped out before they even showed up. So it was like 2 of us. And I think, it was just the 2 of us. So we took advantage of that. Like, we got to do a tag team match. I got to do a singles match where I won a belt. And because after I wrestled for a little bit as champion, I'd never lost the belt, because it was like $2,500 a year to wrestle. And I was 18, and you know, job at like Dunkin' Donuts or whatever.
Might as well be $1 million.
Yeah, it wasn't cutting it. So like, I had to drop the academy, but I never lost the belt. So to this day, I'm still world heavyweight champion, and that's a legacy that I'm gonna take to my grave, unless somebody fucking legit like knocks me the fuck out one day and pins me.
What's your address again? I'll go over there right now.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Do you want the Detroit address or the Connecticut one?
Shit. Anyway, next question.
Exactly. I'm mostly at the Detroit one. If you want to step down to 8 Mile. It's up to you.
Oh God, nah, fuck that.
I live in like a little shanty town house, you know, like.
I'm from Brooklyn. I don't even want to go to Detroit. Fuck out of here.
It's like Baltimore. Like, fuck out of here. Superman ain't going to Baltimore. When that shit was going down, fuck that, dude. They fucking robbed a CVS. They took a fucking UPS truck. Like, some kid took a UPS truck. Like, what the fuck?
Oh God, random shit. Like, yeah, man, I really want this vase that in one of the packages. Like, what the fuck? But all right, now people that don't know, which they should know if they follow us on Twitter, we're pretty good Power Ranger fans, right? Because we like little tires.
We're gonna get into this for a second time.
Yes, we're gonna get into this for a second time, because I want the record to be shown that Jason
is the worst Ranger of all time. What?
Who? Tommy, right?
No. Yeah, no. We were saying Jason, Austin St. John, the fat guy.
No. Jason David Frank, you mean?
No. He's got a 4-0 legit victory in MMA. What's Austin St. John got? 0?
He's an actual hero. He was in the military, and he was a medic, and he was a paramedic also. So like he's an actual hero.
Oh man.
While your guy was getting fucking
no. Hold on. While my guy was,
he was making sure a kid didn't be on crack.
While my guy was taking lives, your guy was saving lives.
Exactly. So who's the real hero? Right?
I mean, you know, population control. I feel like that's a good thing. The census. That's a good thing. Taking out 4 lives like that. I mean, and then he came after my boy CM Punk. So like, You know, CM Punk was like, whatever, he's a Power Ranger.
CM Punk is like, who are you, man?
Yeah,
Like, what?
I never said anything like that. I'm gonna go bowling with the Nerdist. And then he's
That's
like,
because
well,
CM Punk is a Red Ranger fan. That's why.
nah, dude. Like, I don't think he's a Ranger fan at all.
The Golden
New York
Vest is better
Rangers,
under Red
hockey.
Ranger than the
I
Green
mean,
Ranger.
you know, if he's not a fan of New York Rangers, why would he be a fan of the Power Rangers? Because anything with Rangers in it, it's not Chicago Blackhawks.
Listen.
Detroit Red Wings, baby, or Boston Bruins, whichever one you want to prefer.
Freaking Red Ranger looks like he plays for the Chicago Bulls, so freaking CM Punk likes that.
God damn it, fucking Chicago Bulls. Nothing will touch Jordan, I feel, in basketball. That's just me, though. A lot of people.
Yeah, don't fucking say LeBron James, people. I will slap you in the fucking face.
Who's got more money on their fucking baseball cards that nobody's buying anymore? Jordan does.
Yeah, who's buying the sneakers nowadays?
By the way, I used to have Power Ranger Pogs, and I have the Green Ranger one, and it was badass. It was my favorite Pog of all time. Pogs is something that these kids don't understand, but since you're older than me, you should know what Pogs are. If you don't, shame on you.
No, I know what Pogs are. Yeah,
I would hope so.
You used to get like the slammer ones, the extra thick Pog.
Yeah, and then you get like the Alf Pogs that don't mean shit, and you're like, okay, fucking Alf, like, or you get like a fucking,
God.
you get some stupid shit, and then you're like, I'm gonna use my one Green Ranger Pog all the time. It's cool, and it's holographic.
Remember Gigapets?
Oh my god, get out of here with that.
The Tamagotchi shit.
The Tamagotchi, and then the fucking Neopets
fuck.
phase in like 2000. Some people got into. I think I was a part of that phase for like 2 minutes, and then I was like, oh my god, this is lame as shit. Like, what am I doing with my life? I'm raising a goddamn dinosaur.
I ran into my ex not too long ago. We were talking about some old shit, like fucking back when Spice Girls was the shit. They had a brand of lollipops.
Oh my god, that's true.
Yeah, Spice Girls lollipops. And like, what the?
I had
fuck
5
was
sisters,
that
and I
all
only
about?
grew up with one of them, but I had 5 sisters, so I'm sure like the other 4 I didn't grow up with. Long story short, you know, my family had some kids, man, and you know, things happened. One of them got adopted. One of them actually died at birth, which sucks. She was younger than me, or I think she was either a year older than me, or no, 2 years older. No, she was younger. Yes, because she happened a year after me, so she would have been my baby sister by 1 year. And I had another one because my aunt and uncle couldn't have a kid, so my mom had a kid with my dad and had them adopt her. So that way she was more raised as a cousin than a sister, but you know, blood sister, but cousin because that's what she is. And
Family's family, yeah, it doesn't really.
yeah. So, anyways,
I was in a similar situation, not with the whole adoption thing, but my mom was pregnant with twins when I was about 10, and yeah, they would have been like 20 now, and but she miscarried, and you know.
That happened to my aunt too. Like my aunt had a couple twins that miscarried, and my cousin was supposed to be, you know, to have 2 sisters, but he ended up being an only child because of it.
Like so there's some times where I think about it because I raised my younger sister now because my mom died, but so I'm like, imagine me raising 2 other kids. Well, they're 20. They would be 20 now, 2021. So like it's not like, oh god, I would have to do that much. They would have to fucking work. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, this is going to work. I don't give a shit.
You're 20 years old. You're going to work.
Exactly, man. I was working when I was 14, so trust me, those fuckers are.
Me too.
Working right
like
now.
my dad does construction, so he does like masonry and shit. And his grandpa did that. My uncle does it. He's a concrete finisher, and my dad's he's poured fucking floors, you name it, chimneys, everything. So his ass did it when he was 12, and he dropped out of school when he was 14. He's been doing it ever since. And he's like, you know what? Your ass is gonna do it too. So don't think you're gonna get off safe and go fucking have a summer vacation, go fucking, you know, lollygag outside, lay in a hammock all the day and fucking play video games. Like, your ass is coming to work with me from 6 to fucking whatever, and then when you get out, you can go do some shit. So I learned young how to be fucking an old man. It sucks.
My childhood was very short-lived.
Yeah.
But now that we already established that Jason was better than Tommy.
No, we didn't establish shit. Okay, hold on. You want to talk about fucking... Okay, let's get back to that. Fucking Pogs and all that shit and nostalgia. You know, it sucks. Green Ranger is better than Red Ranger in the sense that he had the cooler fucking outfit, he had the cooler look. Yeah, he did fucking lose his powers from a fucking green goddamn candle. But fuck you and shit.
Right.
At least he had a storyline about it instead of just being driven off to the fucking Peace Corps and shit like that.
Hey, listen, he was talking. My man Jason was trying to work on world peace.
Oh yeah,
not just Angel.
Okay, I get with this fucking pacifist bullshit. You're a fucking Power Ranger. You do fucking karate and shit, or fucking judo. It was martial arts.
Yeah, but they always had a PSA at the end of the episode about, hey, don't be crying over spilt milk and all that other bullshit. So yes,
you want me to do a fucking crossover with your other favorite guys that do PSAs? Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles when Power Rangers in space, and it fucking sucks.
Well, at least they didn't do one with Sonic the Hedgehog because he did PSAs also.
Oh my god. And little Sonic the Hedgehog's gonna fight the Power Rangers today. Like, I don't give a shit.
I think Sonic would probably fuck up the Power Rangers. He's that fast.
You just go legendary fucking Super Sonic, and then that'll be it. Still from Dragon Ball Z.
You ever seen the comic of Power Rangers versus the Justice League?
No, but I did see a comic book that was Power Rangers in general, and the fucking Tigers are just driving the Beetle, and I thought that made no sense.
Yeah, I have the actual graphic novel of the Power Rangers things. I was gonna read it when I take my flight. So like I bought it for my flight to Florida later this month, or well, now that's the end of the month, it might be like early next month. But so yeah,
it's
badass
because like Nero posted like that. A couple people showed me like the green white Ranger mix, the evil Ranger from the comic. I'm like, dude, that's badass that they have a comic made for Power Rangers that was made in the '90s. You know what I mean? And they have a comic book now that kind of like ties up the loose ends and kind of brings back the nostalgia of what you loved instead of watching 20 years or 25 years of what you loved go to shit. Other than a few things like Dino Thunder and all that, and Ninja Storm was okay, but
right, like the whole Power Rangers movie that came out early this year, which was fine, I liked it, but a lot of people were like, oh man, it should have been a movie where they got the original cast and shit, and how
yeah, let's get Trini from the deaf son of the daughter.
Well, I'm pretty sure they'll figure out a way to write her off, like, you know.
But CGI, they just take her face from like 20 years ago and just like put it on her fucking body.
Do like what they did with like Tony Stark in Civil War, where like they de-age, but then it's gonna age her.
Oh my god, dude! I was like, I seen that shit and I was like, damn, that was pretty good.
Or do like a Paul Walker thing for Fast and Furious. But yeah, no, and then like have where the teenagers were added to, are now fucking 40-something years old and have to deal with real life raising kids and shit.
Oh my god,
our teenagers were attitude and shit.
And then they gotta come back to do some fucking radical shit, man. Like all of a sudden, like something happens where like Human Zed and Human Rita from after Power Rangers in space, everybody got like that was like. They got turned human that was evil, and then,
Oh, we gotta talk about that in a minute, but yeah.
So, like, those two, imagine them just being, oh, well, we gotta raise some hell again, and then get, like, a human gold artist show up and shit, that fucking monkey-looking motherfucker, and, like, and he's, like, this old-ass dude, he's just, like, this fucking hip dude. I picture him being, like...
Yeah, you see, like gray fur and shit.
He'd just be, like a white, hairy chest. Like, I picture him being, like Uncle Ruckus from the Boondocks. I picture him like that, and like white fucking like chest hair, like he's just wearing like no shirt and shit. And he's just hanging out, but he's got like a gold feather hanging from his ear.
Oh god, but like a Mr. T era.
Yeah, exactly, Mr. T.
But yeah, when they the Power Rangers morph and shit, you see Tommy do like a roundhouse. He's like, my back.
I guess you could say he'd be more like Bebop. Bebop and Rocksteady. He'd be like Bebop, like when Bebop was human and shit when they did that for the fucking movie. He kind of looked like that.
Was that Sheamus or was that the?
Sheamus was Rocksteady. That was the Rhino. Okay. Bebop was the Warthog.
I only saw that movie once and I blacked out through most of it because I was like.
You don't remember the original Bebop and Rocksteady from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles?
From the cartoon, yeah.
Yeah. Well, you're just talking about who was the actors in the movie. I don't know who the guy that played Bebop was. I know. Well, everybody knows Sheamus was Sheamus, but yeah, he was Rocksteady. And it was kind of cool too, like how it worked out with his mutton chops and shit. Like, I'll give him props for that. I don't really care for Sheamus as a wrestler. He's kind of like John Cena. Like, I don't like his wrestling, but as an actor, he's aight.
So,
Green Ranger.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
Oh, no. Well, if you want to get the Ninja Turtles, we can, but Green Ranger's better than Red Ranger.
Well, Red Ranger's always better. I figured that's law and that's already established.
No, because Jason, the thing that makes sense for him is, like, okay, he had three great moments. One of them was... in Zeo, when he was the Gold Ranger, I was actually upset when he was like, alright, well, I guess we get the powers back to this fucking nerd over here, and that nerd's name was I think it was Trey or something like that. He had some weird fucking name, and he was an alien, and they did the Alien Rangers and shit. Fuck that.
Yeah, it was like three of them. That's what makes Jason so fucking awesome. He had the power of one Ranger, where it took three people to have that power.
Yeah, it was cool because, like, after, like, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers and, like, everybody else, like, left, like, Kimberly left to the Peace Corp, and everybody else left, and fucking, they replaced them with Kat and all those guys, and Rocky, and then it became Zeo, and they replaced some of the dudes from the last series with Zeo in the transition. I thought what was the coolest part about
Turbo,
it...
I think.
Yeah, Turbo is where that came after Zeo, so...
With that god-awful Blue Ranger, that fucking...
Oh my god, fucking, his name was,
Justin.
It was Justin, fucking piece of shit.
I don't think there's any Justin that I like.
Dude, he was also in, like, I don't know if you remember, like, the old Casper movies, but it was, like, Casper Meets Wendy, and it was, Hilary Duff was Wendy, and Wendy was like a witch with like a red it was like a red onesie with a hood. And Justin, the kid that played Justin, was like this piece of shit kid in the movie, and he took her wand, and he was like, they would show him like being evil and shit, like he'd like fucking hit the wand against the fucking nightstand or some stupid shit, and like it was like breaking the wand, but like I don't know, like I never liked the kid, so like when I see that movie, I was like, that's the kind of piece of shit he reminds me of in Power Rangers Turbo. They just make him look like a good kid. But he's a little shithead. I can just imagine.
I mean, really, like, I understand the whole, like, it's weird for Zordon to have actual teenagers be Power Rangers, but it's even worse to have a fucking.
But why a kid? Why a kid and have him grow into a grown man? Like, why wouldn't he be like a little mini ranger? You know what I mean? Like, he's just like a
It's transparent, whereas like you know you're catering to the little kids, but then again, as a kid, I never gave a shit about kid superheroes. Like, I didn't give a shit about Robin growing up. I didn't give a shit about fucking Bucky or whatever, any little kid. Like, I always liked the adult superheroes. I was a Batman fan. I was a fucking Superman fan or whatever.
Batman? Fuck
Captain
Superman.
America, you know? Yeah.
Fuck Superman, fuck Aquaman. Batman's the shit.
Of course, high fucking five.
Alright, high fucking five. Maybe like 2. There we go. So, with Justin, though, I feel like they were just doing like a Shazam thing. It's a kid becomes a superhero and grows into a grown man. Like, I always thought that was weird the first time around. So, like, the second time around, it's like it was even worse, because then they did it for, like, no reason other than, like, to do stupid animation effect of this kid's body growing into an adult's. Like, why didn't they just... No offense, but to dwarves out there, they have these people that are, like, you know, if you want to have a mini ranger, like some kid in a costume, but, you know, you don't want to actually be a kid that's doing these stunts. You want like
so you rather have like a dwarf in
dude, like
Power Ranger costume,
like a little
doing like a roundhouse.
Yeah, dude, like a little badass fucking motherfucker that's a mini ranger. Like it's fucking awesome because like then you make.
But then it would be obvious though, like to people like Bulk and Skull and shit, where you're like, hey, hold on, there's this short ranger chilling with 4.
I mean that makes sense, but then,
at the juice bar, there's 4 grown-ass people chilling with this little kid. 2 and 2 together.
Yeah, but when they go to the juice bar, they're hanging out with the little kids, so it doesn't look any good anyways, because they're never fucking in Ranger 4 at the juice bar. God damn it.
He doesn't even go to the same school, right? He's a fucking kid.
He's like, oh, yeah,
Why is he hanging out with them?
We found a 6th grader over here. We thought it'd be cool hanging out with a bunch of fucking high schoolers, man.
Like, he got that Benjamin Button disease. That's what it is, yeah.
Oh, my God. So like,
he's really 32, you know? He's not.
It's cool, man. He just looks like a fucking kid. He's gonna die soon, but it's cool. So fuck Power Rangers Turbo. The only time I liked anything was like Forever Red when they did the special where all the Red Rangers came together and Jason rode up on the motorcycle. Like the first thing that was cool was like Tommy, and he had the spikes. And you're like, dude, this is badass, Tommy. Like no more fucking long hair ponytail. Like this is.
And he owns like a fucking resort and shit.
And he has a soul patch. So like he owned the juice bar or whatever, and fucking Bulk and Skull were there, and I think they had a cardboard cutout of that fucking guy, whatever his name was, Tony or Toby or Troy. I don't know what the fuck they. Oh, I forgot his name. Who's the guy that owns the juice bar?
Ernie.
Ernie. I was gonna say Andy. Yeah. Ernie. Fucking Ernie, dude. I think he may have been there. He may have not. I don't know. Who gives a shit? Anyways, right. So Jason shows up on the motorcycle. I thought that was badass. Like it was a heartfelt moment. Like, dude, here's a guy that's like he's the second best guy in the series as far as like making returns. Like the hype is always going to be Jason David Frank. It's the way that he portrays his character, the way that so many people fell in love with the character. As far as like he really nailed the part of what they want to capture for the show, where he could return as the Zeo Ranger, he could return as Power Rangers Turbo, you know, he could leave and come back in Dino Thunder, you know what I mean? And then
props to him for picking up the slack when everybody else left after the second season.
Well, I mean, everybody did their thing, and it was like they thought it was like, okay, well, that's not me anymore. I'm not a Power Ranger anymore. You know, that was to make money. I don't do it anymore, and I'm too old to do it. Like, I don't want to do it. Like Kimberly. She's out in fucking New York playing with a naked cowboy and fucking wearing her suit, but without the helmet and without the gloves.
And she got with Jason back then too. You don't even know.
Oh my God, we're gonna get into that. She got fucking dumped by Tommy.
They came back in Turbo and they were fucking.
We're not doing this twice. We're not doing this twice in a row. We're not gonna go down this route.
Oh yes, we are.
No, we're not.
We might even do it.
She looked at Jason like he was like a best friend. Okay, like he was friends.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Wait.
Green Ranger. That's why the Green Ranger.
Watch the movie
and
again. When they kidnap her and they put her like that fucking. Like Luke Skywalker in Return of the Jedi, where they fucking have her on that fucking log and shit, and she's hanging.
Yeah.
And then she sees Jason just like a fucking Sith, and she's like, "Oh!" You see the look in her eyes, like she was like, "Damn, I want that fucking Darth Sick."
She looked at him, and then she saw his, like she like bit her lip for 2 seconds, and then she's like, "Wait a second, this guy's got a small penis," and then that's when she said no. So
I don't know, man. He was accused of being a porn star, so I'm pretty sure.
Exactly, like, but you know, he was like obscure. Like, you ever seen a video by him? Dude doesn't want. He doesn't show below the waist shots. It's all above the waist. It's kind of.
I didn't see.
He also wears a t-shirt in the scenes. He doesn't take off his clothes at all.
Just picture the guy just like not wearing his shirt. Just
Like-
I mean, wearing his shirt. He's wearing like
It's like a netted shirt, so like you still see everything, but he's like, I don't want you to see everything. But he's still wearing like netted shirts, so you can't. So
You
it's
can
like,
see everything, but I want to feel comfortable that I'm wearing clothes and shit.
exactly. And so like the thing with like the Green Ranger, he dumped Kimberly, you know, shit like that. So that's why they're not
No,
together.
she gave him a Dear John letter. That's why he was like, all right,
That's
fine,
because she's
fuck
a
it.
fucking virgin, dude.
And then he decided to rebound. Yeah, she wasn't a virgin after Turbo, I'd tell you that
No,
much.
because
Anyway.
they were sharing Zords together. Him and Kimberly, when they were doing the fucking ninja shit, they were fucking sharing Zords together. So what the fuck are you talking about?
You said she was a virgin when she gave him the Dear John letter, so like you just.
I don't know about that shit
contradicted
anymore,
your
dude.
own
Because like,
argument
dude,
right
she
now.
had a hot for him the moment that he was evil Green Ranger. She's like, oh, look at this new kid, and then she's
That's
like,
that bad boy shit.
she's
though.
biting her lip, and
Bad
he's like,
boy.
fuck you. You know, she got the D after that. Because once he said fuck you, and he like his eyes went green, and he like the thing with his brows, like he like gave her the look. She was like, oh man, she got wet right then and there.
Listen. Every lady knows like, the bad boy is good to have every once in a while, but once you get them, it's
Yeah,
fucking,
that's the thing with
it's
Jason.
boring afterwards.
Jason finally got Kim, if we're going to even go on that fucking subject, that if you want to say that they got together, it took him how long to fucking get with her? So he was like that fucking rebound, like friend zone
It
guy.
doesn't matter if he's the first. It matters that he's the last.
The last? Okay, well, you
That's
know.
all she needs after that. Because I mean, if Tommy was that good, she wouldn't have left the nigga.
Why don't you ask,
right?
why don't you ask, was it, Amy Jo Johnson, why don't you ask her, hey, would you sleep with the Red Ranger now, or the Green Ranger? And she'd be like, oh, definitely fucking Jason David Frank, Austin St. John's a
No,
fat
she'd be
piece
like,
of shit.
I'm married, motherfucker. I'm not answering
You know
that
what?
question.
You know what? Don't bring it out, because that's what broke my heart, is to find out that, you know, when actors aren't, like, as close. So, like, Tommy didn't go to Trini's funeral when Trini died. He's the only Ranger that wasn't present.
He pulled a fucking William Shatner.
Yeah.
Just like
On fucking Spock.
So, I think and Scotty. Yeah, he didn't go to Scotty's funeral either.
Scotty died? When did Scotty die?
Dude, he was like fucking 70 in the 80s.
Oh my. I mean, you got a point.
Of course he's dead.
So he died a long time ago.
Right. I was a baby and he had gray hair, so let's just put it that way.
Oh man. Yeah, I don't think I was in existence at that time. Pretty sure 1990. Yeah, I was. Well, Next Generation came around then, didn't it? So I was at least there for that. And
That was my shit. The Next
Was it?
Generation. I can't watch the original series. I can't do that.
I like the Next Generation as far as like I think that series is good in a sense, but I never liked Star Trek to begin with. No offense, but it just bored the shit out of me. To me, it was like kind of like a talk show in space. Like it was like a bunch of guys just hanging out, just flying to some unknown destination.
It's a thinking man's show. There's a lot of like philosophical shit.
It's not supposed to be like Star Wars, where it's like action packed, hang on to your fucking tights, dude. Yeah, exactly. It's like it's not supposed to keep you like on your edge of your seat the whole time. Like, you know, this is a show that's like it's educating you in the universe and like exploring life beyond.
Well, it's not like it's
stars.
a PBS programming and shit like that. No, they have action scenes too, but it's still like it's something where it makes you think more than Star Wars does. And I love Star Wars. Don't get me wrong. It's not like it's either or. I love them both equally. They're like my children. But it's you know, I just happen to like one show for different reasons than the movie for different reasons. That's it. But all right, yeah. So now that we already established that Jason's better than Tommy, okay? So
Okay.
we're gonna get to the fan questions here. Just get it out of the way since there's so many. Thank you, champ, you motherfucker. So now the first question is from Stitches, kind of guy from a lot of Stitches. Does he love him some super sexy Stitches?
Absolutely. Any time of the day, any night, wherever Stitches are, that's where I'm at.
Mm-hmm.
I love me
Right.
some super sexy. Even if he was ugly, I'd still love me some super ugly Stitches.
All right, so Kid and Boo at the Dynamite Kid. Shout out to
Hey, Ty.
All right, so all right, this is for you, Radical. The fuck was that?
Oh shit. The fuck was that?
I don't know. The fuck.
He did for the last Wrestle Orchestra. That was released. It was Rev Caliber versus Connor Sabin, and this title card came in, and it did like the Yu-Gi-Oh, like it's time to duel. And he's like, what the fuck was that? And I'm like, that was the highlight of the whole show right there. Was the fact that like he didn't expect it, and it just came out of nowhere and hit him, and he just reacted to it. It's fucking hilarious. So I made a 4-second clip of that, and I sent it to him.
Oh,
He had
wow.
like, thanks Ty for this.
That's
It made my night. So that's what the fuck it was.
All right, Suicide for NG13 at Eco Frenzy. Do you think you'll still be able to win the Proving Grounds for Valor Wrestling?
That is a good question, by the way. Hello. I know exactly who that is, and I think I did see the question itself because I was active on Twitter at the time.
Yeah.
So I personally want to win because obviously I don't want to be in there being like, oh yeah, I want to be the guy to lose. Like it doesn't matter to me, but
You know what I'm saying?
I love to win and get my shot at either Eric, or Mr. Storm himself for the Deep South because I want to shove it in Rev's face. If I can accomplish what he couldn't.
Deep South.
Fucking Rev caliber. And I'd love to win, but I feel like Yukita and Nacho Mane are the top prospects because those guys have like the most fan backing. You know what I mean? Like Yukita right now, especially where he's at in Wrestle Orchestra and what he's like what he just did on Future, things like that. Like he's telling a story with his character, and a lot of people love Yuki. So like I don't see it, like as far as me winning. I'd love to. If I do, that's great. But if you want the Radical to win right now, back the Radical. You know what I mean? Like back this Radical train and drive that shit through the fucking walls, man. You know what I
Everyone,
mean?
put your hands in the air and feed him your energy.
Yeah, feed me your energy for the Spirit Bomb, and
Yes.
I'll definitely win if that's the case. If I get more backing and you guys want the Radical to win, just keep telling Valor, hey, I want the Radical to win. You hit up their freaking YouTube, hit up their Twitter, just big. It's all about Radical, baby. That's how I'm gonna get there. But no, I feel like, and no matter who wins, like if those guys win, I feel like it'd be great because for like Nacho Mane, he's like one of the best wrestlers I've seen as far as in COD goes, and this guy doesn't get enough credit because like his character is like a tribute to Macho Man. See, I want to say Nacho Man first. Look at that. That's how good he is. He portrays his gimmick well, but unfortunately he's not taken too seriously. He's like in the same boat I am. Whereas like I did the comedy for so long, I was talking about earlier, doing the comedy that kind of screwed me a little bit as far as being taken as a serious character.
Right.
So I just wanted to have fun, and I wasn't doing anything, so I wanted to do something. And Nacho Mane, he does his thing too, and he's freaking absolutely hilarious. But he's also like great in the ring too. And I feel for him to be in Valor, like even if I did win and say he didn't, like I'd want him to be there no matter what, because they'd be missing out on a great person as far as like what he's willing to do. He gets his matches done, and he does like great job at carrying matches and just having the match in general. Like it's a natural chemistry with that guy. So I feel like he would definitely have to make it. You know what I mean? Like for him not to be there, it would be a waste because this guy needs to be on a show and needs to be doing stuff because this is the kind of talent that you don't want to just make. Well, he's on his own doing his YouTube stuff, so that way he can get his name out there. Like this is the guy that you want on your show. This is the guy that you want doing matches with other people and doing storylines and stuff. He's a great character to have. So I feel like
Nacho.
shout out to Nacho and Yuki. I feel like those two guys. I guess Nathan Roberts has quite a bit of a buzz. I don't know exactly who he is, but I guess he's been around. I've seen that he had like 80 followers or something like that. So shout out to him, I guess, for being on the list as well. Like overall, I think the people that are on it, everybody's gonna have their own fan base, and
Everybody pretty much at some level deserves to be on there. It's just like, there can be only one.
And then there's Gage Grayson, who is the new guy that they found on Twitch, and so I think that's great for him. Is like this is his chance. Like if he makes it, he gets on Valor, which is a well-known show, and this is his first time being in this community in general. So like to me, that's like a really lucky thing to be in Proving Grounds and being so fresh like that. You know what I mean? It shows that they're not just handpicking people that they like; they're picking people that are interesting, that they think would be great on their show. And, they want to see exactly what they can do, so they have this developmental territory. And to see what we can do, so that way, if we can beat Valor, they know that the people that they found interesting, those are the people that they want to see on their show. It's awesome.
Okay. So, all right, now, the next question from Echo Frenzy is, do you have beef with Rev Caliber since he bumped into you at Wrestle Orchestra?
Oh, that redneck? Watch where you're going next time, Rev. Why don't you look up when you're walking, not looking down at your shoes and moping and shit. Like, and next time answer me when I'm speaking to you, boy.
Yeah.
So, you bump into me like that again, and I'm just saying, you might want to watch your back. Because I'll be striking from the front. I'm not a guy to strike you in the back, not anymore. I'm not like you, Rev. So, I'll come from the front, and you can just keep looking over your shoulder.
The only back shots he's doing is to your girlfriend, Rev.
Oh shit, dude. No, like real life beef with Rev, I have none. It's all character based. So like real life beef, Rev's a great friend of mine. I'm always back and forth on his mentions. He's on mine. Same thing with Champ. He's in everybody's mentions. But like me and Rev, we have no beef like that. So nothing to worry about there. But our characters definitely. You fucking cross me again at Wrestle Orchestra, and you bet your ass that you could piss me off.
Alright, so now this one's from Fallen Blake Cyrus at Cyrus in Space. Deathmatch? Question mark?
Yes. Anytime, anywhere, any place. I love death matches. Cyrus, you want to go at this death match, bro? We'll do the death match. I'm down. Just let's not make it like fucking 60 minutes. I swear to God.
Alright, so Tino used to be at Tino Rouge OP. You were in NIWA and gained a bunch of gold, and with you being considered the new guy in the community, how will your show your experience?
So that's a great question. I'm not gonna have it too overloaded here, but it's funny that he's one of few people, and this is the thing with like Brandon, who's at Los Neon, and Monroe, and Nick Virtue, and Tino is these are all guys that I know of and know of me, and it's funny because they all did AOW, I believe, and I was there, but I wasn't a part of the Fed. I was just like in the like little forum chat, so I constantly like talked about NIWA. So that's the only reason why I feel like. Plus, if he did some searching to himself, which if you'd be lucky to find, there's a lot of Japanese shit that pops up. So to show my experience, knowing that like I'm new to this community, I'm kind of like considered a rookie in this community, but I've been that experienced as like a grizzled veteran. It's how I do my matches, how I wrestle, how I carry my character. I take my years of experience and I apply it to this day. Like if I'm wrestling somebody and it seems like they're having like trouble. Or we're having trouble like get to the end or get to a certain spot or like just carry the match to the end and have like a story told in it, I pitch some ideas, you know what I mean? So that way we can make the match, and then I do some of the work. That way editors don't have to. I'll edit my matches and make it that way so when it's presentation wise they get the final product that they're looking for without having to do anything. All they gotta do is just drop it in and make it part of the show. As far as like character wise, this is what I've been doing. So I moved away from the comedy, and now I'm more serious, like a haha, no more laughing, no more nice guy kind of guy. Oh
right.
God, that was so bushy. What the fuck was that?
You're more Mr. Nice Guy.
So fucking cringeworthy, dude. I'm just like, I'm not. You're more Mr. Nice Guy.
Hey, why don't you pick up somebody your own size?
Exactly. Oh my God, fucking. What was that? White Goldman from fucking Dodgeball.
Yeah.
Nice. I caught on to you.
Shit. But alright, so the next question is from 1000% Lucha at Yo Soy Lucha.
Oh shit. So this guy's an underling of mine, alright? If you want to know who you might know him as Damante El Negro or whatever it is. I call him the Dumbass Negro because I hate that fucking character's name. Yeah, it's not to be racist. It's like I don't.
That's his name. I mean, what the fuck?
It's his lucha gimmick, and there's nothing wrong with the gimmick itself. It's just the name itself gets me, and I'm like, was it like Black Diamond or some shit like that? I don't. Sorry, I don't understand. I don't speak Spanish. I got the Negro part. I don't like it. Your name's offensive to me, and I'm not even black. But I have Tyrone Jackson is my PSN handle, so I mean.
But his question is, all right, who in the community would you like to face, and then what type of match? So, like, pick a fantasy match with somebody, no matter what show they're in, if you never even meet them or whatever the fuck.
Okay, I guess he wants me to say him because he looks up to the Radical, and when he's Juan Ramirez, Si Senors is chant, stupid. No offense. He was in that way too, so shout out to him. He was one of the newer guys that came in before we shut the doors, and I do want to do a match with him because I promised him it'd be like a mentor versus like apprentice thing. So there is that. I do want to do a match with Mark Spirals, another guy from NIWA, just because it's been so long and we haven't done much together that I'd love for us to do something now while we have an opportunity. Monroe's another one for sure. He's on like top of the list as far as like the biggest guy I want to face for my story. And I want to say Joey Turner as well, because when he does matches with some people, like they don't like sell to his finisher where they don't like let him win over his finisher, like because they don't know it's his finisher, so they like kick out at 2. I want to do a match with him where like it makes sense for him being so tall, me being like small, like you do David versus Goliath, but with a twist on it where it's not like you're just average big guy versus little guy. Like make it interesting. Like for me to beat on Joey, I would have to use like steel chairs and shit to knock him down. Like for him, he just has to use his fist. You know what I mean? Like so, I'm putting in the extra work to meet him in the middle as far as being a good opponent.
Right. Okay. So now the next question from Your Soy Lucha is, who has been your favorite rival?
Shit. Damn.
Sid is a fucking bad rival, man.
It's hard when you, especially, so I'll do it in the CAW community, because if I did NIWA, it would have to either be a cross between Primus or my own character, Kraven. Because that's the story I was telling you about that never ended.
Right.
Is that whole thing. So, it's those in NIWA. In CAW, my biggest rival, it has to be Connor Sabin. I have to say it. The elephant in the room, Connor Sabin would be the biggest rival, because that's a storyline that both of us could do that would be the whole community would want to see. Because of the tension behind it, the beef, if you will, quote unquote, because me and Sabin had a falling out as tag team, as friends and stuff, because we were doing Elite 4, and it was me, Joey, Sean, and Sabin, and before that it was me, Sabin, Jack Starr, and Harry Gase, but then like that didn't work out, so we did Elite 4 number 2 when we met Joey and Sean for the tag team match, and we did the dance off, and they, ever since then, like we made it a thing. Everybody did the 4 symbols in their start of their match. You know what I mean? And so me and Steven had a falling out after that, because he was in the Brotherhood at the same time, and at that time, like the Brotherhood, if you want to consider like the stable in game, not just the people that are in the Brotherhood, just the stable in game, they had bad beef with Sean O'Reilly in game. You know what I mean? Okay. So it made no sense for Sabin to be on both sides. Like it was stupid to me, and it was
choose a side, goddammit.
Yeah, it was like, dude, you're in a faction that hates one of our like main guys in our faction. Like that makes no fucking sense. It's so stupid. Like, what are you gonna do when they need to pick a side? Like, oh well, what if we want to attack Sean O'Reilly? Well, I guess I'll just stay out of it. I don't know. Like,
right? Yeah.
It's dumb for storyline purposes. So we didn't see eye to eye with that. Things got a little heated. We blocked each other. And then we finally unblocked each other about a few months ago or so, and things were okay. It wasn't like great again, but it was like okay. And I wanted to do this feud because to me and Sabin, where we left off, where we were at, neither one of us are taking advantage of probably one of the greatest storylines that can be written. And it was written off of pure just emotion, as far as like the tension between us in real life, and then the tension in game. Like, I'm a professional, so even if I have beef with somebody and I gotta do a match, it's not like, well, this is my opportunity to beat the shit out of you. Ha ha ha. It's like, no, I'm gonna be professional. If I have to win, if I have to lose, it doesn't matter. I'm gonna do the best damn thing I can in that match to make that match look good, and also make you look good, despite the fact that I don't like you. I'm not the type of person to hold a grudge like that, where it's like, well, let's be fucking petty. It's like, no, let's get this done because it needs to get done, and we have to use our characters' chemistry, because even if we hate each other, it doesn't matter. Like, this match, we don't need it to look like shit. Like, let's make this match look fucking great, and so that way we can utilize this tension between us and have a great match. So, to hype that match up, I did a shirt called Connor's Cure, and this wasn't making fun of a dead kid. It was taking a parody on a logo that already existed on Community Creations. I'm like, what if I take that O for Connor and make it Connor's Cure, and instead of pediatric cancer, he has testicular cancer, because, making fun of the fact that he couldn't choose a side in either stable, and they poking fun, so that way it had like a little bit more beef behind the feud.
He had no balls, man.
Yeah, but people took it the wrong way. Like, oh, you're making fun of a dead kid and blah blah blah. And I'm like, don't even take it that way, because it was nothing to be even that far fetched.
There's always gonna be that one guy that has to.
Oh no, this was the whole RP community. Well, not the whole RP community, but a fucking good lot of the RP community. Like, came for me, fucking slaying and Dragon Queen and fucking all that shit, and I just rolled it off. Like, Joey's like, don't get in it, man, because it's not worth it. And I'm over there like, I'm getting in it, man. Like, this is my moment. Like, fuck, say my piece. Like, and he's like, don't do it, man. So me and Joey kind of got in a little spit of that, and I kind of got heated. And then, like, in that same day, I called him like 16 times on his phone, like, dude, my bad, man. Sorry. Okay, so yeah, like, pretty much just with like Joey and stuff, me and him kind of got in it, and then
after that, I ended up, we squashed our shit because I called him like 16 times, like I was saying. And then that was it, because me and him did the thing with the T-shirts, and we're like, oh, Sean O'Reilly is a face. We're kind of like tweeners. I'm allowed to be like tweener heel at the time. And like he's like, we had Aiden, so like he was just all for whatever. So we're like, what if we made it so that way Sean wore like the T-shirt, but he had a sign that says he doesn't support Connor's cure, so that way he saves face. So if there's any backlash from the community for something this stupid, Sean's ass is covered at all times, because at that time he was still the CPO champion. So we're like, we gotta protect the champ, man. Like, champ is here. So I photoshopped the fucking sign of him saying he doesn't support Connor's cure, and like we had like 3 pictures where like we all 3 of us were walking down and we're all smiling, all smug and shit. And Sean's at the top, like, just disapproving with that fucking, like, grandfather glaring at you. Like, I'm not mad, I'm just disappointed at the top of the stage. Like, I'm not coming down with you guys. And then we, like, everywhere he was at, like, we had him, like, off corner a little bit. Like, so he was kind of cut out of the picture, but still there. But he had the sign. Like, you just see, like, a part of the sign. So, Saban took advantage of that. I feel like he, like, took advantage of the fact that the RP community got offended over some shit that they had nothing to do with. We just posted a picture and they took it the wrong way.
Right.
And I'm not going to say the whole RP community, because it's not fair to those that weren't involved to just be outcasted too, because nobody's going to be outcast about this. It's just like, this is facts, bro. I mean, we're talking about like a Black Lives Matter that happened on GTA too, with like a bunch of like white people's like characters like supporting Black Lives Matters getting in the faces of cops and shit. Like, I was just like, I feel like that's more offensive, because it's not, you're not out protesting, you're not doing anything. It doesn't matter what race you are in supporting Black Lives Matter. It's like, if you're just on GTA, like, posting pictures and shit and want, like, attention and tweets and retweets and shit, like that to me is, like, not cool. It's like, okay, you're wasting your time, and you're taking a serious issue. Like, if you're going to make fun of me for a T-shirt that was a parody of a logo, not a dead child, okay, or the fact that Connor Saban lost his testicles, then you need to get the fuck out, and shit like this just blows up eyebrows. I mean, come on. Drama gets started over. I think it's because people get complacent, like things are going well. So something has to happen. Like, something just needs to be taken offense. Like, oh, you don't like Mountain Dew? You said it fucking, like, it ruins your sperm, dude? Fuck you. I love Mountain Dew. Like, fuck you, dude. And then, I hope you fucking die. Like, you know what I mean? Like, some stupid drama. So that's, like, Saban was just like, oh, well, that's offensive, man. And then he's like, I gotta block you just so that way, in case you want to start going off or something like that. Like, you don't want it to get out of control, so I'm gonna block you. I'm like, okay, whatever. I know this is the second rodeo at this point in time, so if it's not meant to be, if we're not meant to be friends, this is where we're at, where you have to block me and all this for a T-shirt that was, like, supposed to just make the feud interesting. Like, oh, wow, that's really clever, because it shows, like, the heat. And you take that, so he could have came out and been like, he could have made fun of Radical. He could have done, there's like a million opportunities. Like, there, wait, right in the name, it's alone. Like, oh, you want to be serious? But your name sounds like a fucking 70s surfer. So coming out in a T-shirt with me, like, looking like a 70s surfer, like, you're a fucking joke. Like, up the ante. Don't, like, get pissed off at it. Like, was I in the wrong for making a T-shirt? I guess so. For making a logo, because I was going to do the same thing to Ryan Giovanni. Because he looks like the fucking string cheese motherfucker mascot dude, so I was going to make that logo. Instead of cheese heads, it was going to be Ryan Giovanni. I still plan on doing it. And I have, like, Clark Edwards did Make Edwards Champion, like that whole fucking spiel. And he had the T-shirt, and I made that to Make Edwards Bleed. Basically, anybody I'm facing off with, I'm going to make a fucking comedic shirt about you to, like, kind of, like, stir the pot a little bit. And, like, it's cool because, like,
yeah, why the fuck not?
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, take an existing logo and utilize it to your advantage. So it's like, we have a legit feud going on right now over a fucking T-shirt. Like, Raven and Tommy Dreamer had a fucking legit feud in ECW over the fact that they met at a summer camp when they were like 13, and it actually turned into a legitimate fucking feud that was like 5 stars, but the premise of it was stupid as fuck. You know what I mean? And it was just like, it was just poking fun at him. It wasn't like anything serious, but it got taken to a point where I'm like, this is why I don't like being in this community, man. Because, like, in my community of NIWA, we had 12 people, and if you acted some shit and you got offended over some stupid shit when people were dropping, like, N-bombs and shit, it wasn't right, and, like, but it was, like, how you see, like, last year, like, some of the RPers, like, the N-bomb was kind of, like, the thing to do, and I'm like, I don't think we should be using that as a joke. Like, it's not to be taken lightly, especially when Black Lives Matter, like, just happened and all that, you know what I mean?
Right.
So... But, for people that, like, just had beef and shit, like, real-life issues over some stupid shit in CAW, my guy Primus would take you in a Skype call with everybody there, and you guys would, like, either hash that shit out, and, like, he'd be there refereeing the whole time. Like, you either hash it out or you sit there and he fucking pokes the shit out of you and prods the shit out of you until you fucking are tortured enough to be like, "Hey man, I'm fucking sorry." Like, you know, the whole fucking thing. So like to me, like, you know, that to sum that up with Sabin, it'd be a perfect feud. I think it'd be great because we have chemistry when we did like actually like do practice matches together and stuff. Like we would do stuff for tag team work too. So we figured each other out. Things would be great if the stars aligned, but I just, you know, I feel like it's not there anymore for me because I got amped to do this. This is like the biggest thing that either one of us can do to get to the next level. You talk about like getting your name out there and building your character and stuff like that. For me and Sabin to not do this feud is a fucking travesty. You know what I mean? It's a good opportunity for two guys to show what they're capable of in a ring and utilizing this bad blood for a better good. You know what I mean? For Kaw community and to make a positive thing out of a negative thing. But it just seems like with my age and his age, we're 10 years apart. So I just think we're not seeing eye to eye because of age and just like the way that, you know, I'm a fucking adult, bro. You know what I mean? And he's coming into adulthood. So it's like, I think we're clashing there too. And it's just not going to work out. You know what I mean? It's not cards, so I'm not going to poke a fucking sleeping bear. I'm going to like leave it at that and just say, you know, if you think I have beef, if I'm looking to fucking take somebody out on Twitter and just like call them out for no reason, I'm not.
Right.
You know, if somebody says some shit like Shocks, you know what I mean? Like getting L's and shit. Like, it's just all good fun, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's something where, like, back to the whole Shocks thing, where it's just like, where it's all in good fun, don't get too, like, heated over it and shit like that, like, sure. But, like, but, you know, the reason why I mentioned the whole Shocks thing is, like, there are a lot of people are going, you know, hey, Shocks is ass, Shocks is ass, Shocks is ass. But then now, suddenly, with the whole L shit, everybody's all like, hey, we shouldn't be giving Shocks so much shit. I'm like, well, you were giving him shit not too long ago, so what the fuck are you talking about? I feel like he who's without sin should cast the first stone. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So,
And-
like, don't act like, oh, this is all wrong, you guys shouldn't be doing it, if you were one of the people doing it. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck?
Good for Shocks though, because like this dude like constantly just has to deal with this shit. And like to me, it feels like, you know, it's just acceptance now. So like after you hear it like 100 times, you're just like, okay, whatever. It's just what it is. Like it's part of your daily moot life on fucking Twitter. Like you're just gonna be handed a bunch of L's and you just take it. But
He brushes it off his shoulders, and I respect the shit out of that because there's and same thing like with someone like Mike Ace, right? Back when we were in Fam and everything, we used to give him a lot of shit because his lisp and everything. But now he just no sells it. It's no fucking problem. Now we don't even fucking do it because
you can't break his stride, man.
Exactly.
You can't break his stride.
Like with me, I don't have that strength. If someone comes at me with some bullshit, I'm going right back at him, and like I always sell it. So like that's my fucking problem. So like when I see somebody no selling it, I have to admire that because that's something I can't do. Because someone fucks with me, they're going into fucking dirt.
Absolutely.
So but other people that just shrug it off like it doesn't fucking bother them, it's strength that I don't have, and I admire the fuck out of it. So it's crazy, man. So like I don't really see the whole need to defend Shock. Shock seems to be good with it. It's whatever. But
Yeah, like,
and
you
then
know,
again, I don't know everything. So like
if it gets out of control, and I feel like something where my opinion matters and it's necessary, you know, I'll be there. But most of the time, like, these people can handle themselves, and that's the thing. Like, you know, it's just a fucking Twitter drama. It's not like you're getting like outcasted by the community for some stupid shit. Like, as long as you don't say stupid shit that gets you outcasted, you're just fine. You know what I mean? Like, you just brush it off and go on your day.
There's a line that some people should not cross. I think the N-word thing. If you are, alright, I feel like people who could say the N-word on the internet are people that could say the N-word to a black person in real life and not get punched.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? If
Basically,
you can do that, if you
your
can
shade
do
of tone
that,
is up to white, you should not be. You know,
well, it doesn't matter if you're white or not. I mean, like there's some white people that can get away with saying that because they don't say it out of hatred. You know what I'm saying? Or they're really that badass that they can say it out of hatred and still walk away unscathed. But it's just like, but you know, and that's fine too. It doesn't matter. But like, if you're a person that doesn't have the balls to say it in front of a black person, if you can't go in the middle of Harlem and say nigger out loud, then you shouldn't say it on the fucking internet. And that's just the N-word. That's just anything else. If you have a mouth on you and you can back it up, then fine. Talk all you fucking want. That's fine. But if you can't back it up, shut the fuck up.
Obviously, you can. You can say it.
I'm from Brooklyn, motherfucker.
So whatever the host is saying on this podcast, that's what he thinks.
Yeah.
Not what the guy that is being interviewed thinks.
Right.
Just
It's fine,
clear
yeah.
that up.
If you guys have a problem with what I say, you come to me, motherfucker. Right?
You're gonna at Nova 525, not at Radical Official.
Spam on the planet. Yeah. All right. So anyway, the next question is from TJ Rave X Cruz at TJ Rave 2K. If you were to fight anyone in FAM, who would it be and why?
Shaw Nova.
See,
Because the Red Ranger and Green Ranger dynamic, I think he wants his ass kicked by the Green Ranger. That's what he's asking for. And at the end of the storyline, I pass my shield off to him, so then he actually gets to wield the shield. Spoilers.
Right, because I fucking.
You know how cool that'd fucking be though? Like that'd be so lit if we. I just used the word lit. I do that sometimes. My bad. How about legit? Okay, so that was legit. All right. If I pass the shield off to you, like at the end of our story, how fucking sick would that be? That would be a mark-out moment for Power Rangers.
And then
during
the match, we have to have like the background theme and shit. You know, it's like bam, 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 bam.
Funny thing is, I did that dream sequence that Tommy did in Dino Thunder, where he was the black Ranger facing off against the White Ranger, the Green Ranger, and the Red Ranger from Zeo. I did that same sequence with all my incarnations of Radical from a rookie to 2010. And it was like my current Radical that came back at 2011 faced off with every single one of them from then. I did all the attires and shit, and it sounded like a radio in the intros where it's like tuning in and out. And then like when he would hit his finisher on one of them, it would like transform, or like it would just like radio effect into another incarnation. It was badass. But I mean, they did it better. So yeah, I would face off with Shaw Nova for sure. I think Rennick would be great in the terms that Rennick, the character reminds me a lot of Kraven, and so like those two characters alone, I would want to see face off. But if I had to do it, if it was Radical, it would be like the same premise of him facing off with his uncle. Like I think drawing from that, like he'd have like some flashbacks of that, and like it could work towards a story with Rennick. Right. I mean, basically anybody. You know what I mean? Like for me, I don't want to be in just FAM to face off with like BH or I definitely would like to do like 2TM for sure. Basically anybody. You know what I mean? Like I'm open to anybody. I'm not just like, I want to face one person. That's it. Even Nick Virtue, I feel like I'd finally be able to meet on a level with him on a level playing field to be able to do a match with Nick Virtue.
Right.
So the possibilities are endless. You got like a lot
Black Book on a pole match because there's like so many bitches that want to be with him and shit. So.
Hey, maybe Joey versus Radical at Faniversary 5. Who knows?
Hey. Who knows, man? A lot could happen between now and then because it's like what 3 years in between and shit. So
yeah.
But, all right, number 2 from TJ Rave is you a Stone Cold fan?
Hell yeah.
Of course. Hell yeah.
Give me a hell yeah.
Hell yeah!
But,
hell yeah.
All right, next question is from Vice at Forgotten One Claw. How come you're the only one to pull off the Matt Hardy pants?
Oh man. I guess it's because I'm the only one that tries. I mean, I don't see too many people like, oh yeah, hey, Matt Hardy, like, he's got some badass pants. That's the thing, when he had the version 1 gimmick, it was like my favorite thing. I can slap a tornado.
Facts. Yeah.
Oh my god. Mattitude. Matt Facts.
I heard someone sing the Matt Hardy theme, and it was like, I can slap a tornado, I can drink my own semen. I was like, what?
Oh my god, that made me choke.
Yeah. Oh god.
Not the semen, the joke.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not.
I knew what you're talking about.
Good.
But yes, I like the fact that you pull it off because not everybody can and not everybody tries. So
I did it first, like 2010 into 2011. I liked it because I've always liked those pants. Like it's like pretty much like the Hardy Boys pants, but then it was like its own singles version. Like he did camo instead and had the pants be like the accent. I'm like, you know what? That's pretty badass. Same with Shannon Moore and his attire. I've always liked his pants that he did. Mm-hmm. My boy Shannon Moore. So like, I can never recreate that look on the older games. It was hard, dude. I'd have to go like see somebody do a con, cause.ws, and copy Shannon Moore, and it just see like what they did. And be like, all right, I got this. It never worked out. So yeah, I do the Matt Hardy pants. I dig it. I make it my own thing, and I feel like the Radical separates from everybody that uses tights and kick pads or trunks. Not too many people wear biker shorts. We talked about the singlets. So yeah, I like the pants. Makes me feel like unique, even though I'm just ripping off Fat Hardy.
Second question: why are you so cool?
Am I cool though? I mean,
in my eyes, you are. Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Like that's the thing. Like a lot of people support me, and that's awesome. You know, it's like for me, I don't see it that way because I always see that direction where it's like, I'm kind of like a somebody now. Maybe like I'm not a nobody, but I'm a somebody. I'm just not anybody.
I'm a somebody here.
I guess you could call it like humbling. You know, I don't try to act better than what I am. I feel like at all times I'm like, well, this is
You're
like
not a
Kaw.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is Kaw. It's a show that I have 57 people watching right now, and just keep that
It's
in
not like
mind.
you go outside and buy a gallon of milk and you see TMZ like, ooh, look, it's the radical one.
I'm not like Rom where I get to actually like commentate a real match. Like I did some wrestling, but you know, like mine was like local fucking town hall shit. Whereas
Right.
like he got to fucking commentate, which is fucking cool. You know what I mean? Like doing this and getting into being able to do an actual show commentating from using Kaw. Like mine wasn't Kaw. It just happened to be like, oh well, maybe I want to try to do professional wrestling. Like so. Yeah, I guess I am a little cool.
Next question is the last question from him is, are you ready for me to kick your butt at Proving Grounds?
Well, if you say words like butt, not ass, I think you're ready to get yourself checked on the microphone when it comes to Proving Grounds. But
I'm gonna
sure.
kick you in your hiney.
I'm gonna mess you up and ruffle your hair a little bit. You watch out, guy. Take your vitamins and
Say
drink
your
milk.
prayers. Yeah.
Say your prayers. Oh wait, it's 2017.
Hey, I still do that. I don't give a shit. Health
Alright.
is key.
I haven't prayed in a while, but I definitely know like me and the good man
No,
upstairs.
I was talking about the vitamins and shit.
Oh, taking vitamins? Oh shit, dude. I don't know. Last time was Flintstones vitamins. I'd have to say that was like a long time ago.
Well,
Anyways.
what you call
Yeah.
it?
Whenever you want to do that and get your ass whooped at Proving Grounds, you come see me, bro. I'm always down for a fight. You don't have to ask twice. We don't have to get into a 140 characters or less fight. All you gotta say, all you gotta do is just ask, and I'm down.
Sweet. All right, nice guy Eamon Drake HF. How did you come up with your name? Oh, I think we already established it, or was that yesterday?
It could have been one of the 2 days. It was probably yesterday, but just a long story short on that. The Radical used to be called Radical Ricky Rourke. To me, that was the thing of its time, like 2007, 2006. You know, it's like, okay, about 2010, it was like time for an upgrade. That sounds like a rookie name, like the Radical Ricky Rourke. You know what I mean? So, dropped the Radical Rourke, and then I was like, well, that kind of sounds stupid too, and I have like a speech impediment, so when it comes to saying R's and shit, I kind of fuck up on that. So, like, it was hard for me to say. I'm like, oh, it just sounds like a bunch of babble. So, like, how about a buddy of mine, Primus, jokingly said, I know I said his name a couple of times, but I mean, I've known the guy forever. He's like, what if you do like the Radical eventually, like The Rock? I was like, you know what? That's actually not a bad idea. I'm like, I like it. It symbolizes that that's the character that he's portraying. Like when you want to talk about like Rick Alexander, that's the guy behind the character. You know what I mean? So like when you're like getting personal, like Hunter Hearst Helmsley, it's Radical Alexander or Rick Alexander, but you know he's the Radical. He's the guy fighting. So yeah, that's how I
Lucky
came up with
nobody
the name.
called you Triple R or something like that.
Actually, that was joked about. It was joked about to do Triple R. So, I just decided to do Radical. Sounds cool. And then if you do it the right way, where you have like music that puts it in the right direction, it doesn't sound like Surfer Radical. It sounds like this guy's fighting for freedom and shit, fighting against establishment, because that's what I do.
The unpredictable, the Radical, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, how has your COD changed from the past to the current? Like, when you was like when you were in Elite Four and all that stuff.
So Elite Four, doing that, it's still ongoing in a sense. It's just we're like kind of like the Brotherhood, where we're not like a stable that there's like only front runners for Brotherhood that will do matches that are actually like in the pay-per-views that are like representing the name. But most of the time it's just the outside group. But I mean, I did Aiden versus Radical recently on Wrestle Orchestra, and you know, in the beginning of the match, we threw up the 4 sign and we wrestled the match under the Elite 4 name. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's the kind of thing about the faction is we can face each other. That's what it's supposed to be. We're supposed to be the best of the best, all 4 of us. Like you got the 4 best guys in the best faction, right? 4 horsemen, and they're all elite. So Radical would wear tights then, and that was kind of the thing. Like 2016, 17, it's like okay, so tights were the trend. I like Alex Shelley, of course, so I did some style to that. You know what I mean? It wasn't really my own thing. It was just kind of like what was popular at the time, that was trending, that I wanted to fit in and make my character get out there. So I had him do tights, and then I had him wear gloves with the boots, and I did Elite 4, and now I've transitioned into this darker gimmick. That's no laughing matter type.
Okay.
So I've changed the gimmick to match the look. He's a little bit more darker in terms of he's looking like a punk-ass kind of bitch-ass motherfucker. And he goes out there, he just says what's on his fucking mind, and he's not, he's funny in the sense that he doesn't have to dress funny, to get like a physical impression. It's about his demeanor and how he acts. But he's still a funny character where it's like, the shit he says, it's like he says it seriously in a monotone, but it's the way he says it that's like it's funny. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
So that's how I've changed the Radical to fit the means of what I'm going for.
All right. So now this one's from Harry at Call Me Harry 99. What is it like being old? What is it like being old as fuck? And then since that question happened, that's it. No more fucking questions. Don't even answer it. Fuck him. Fuck him. Gonna old
right
as
his ass.
fuck.
Oh, nice.
Fucking asshole.
Yeah, piece of shit. Fucking young.
You fucking ageist.
Yeah, why don't you go to work when you're 14, huh?
Yeah, how about that? Yeah.
Go time travel.
Good luck fucking staying up past fucking midnight, asshole. How about that shit? We can go out whenever we want to. How about that?
Yeah, mate. Plush boy.
Exactly.
Fucking you ain't being taken serious in Proving Grounds right now because you a plush boy.
I don't have to lie about my age when I fucking when I make an account in porn websites, asshole.
Oh,
I'm 18, yeah.
Are you 18 or older to watch this video? Yeah, absolutely, yes. Mom said it was okay.
Fucking shit.
What else does Harry have to say?
Alright, favorite sim match?
Is that including me or not including me?
It just says sim match. It doesn't have to be like involving you.
That's a shame because
my favorite matches don't involve me because like even though I do good matches, it's just that I'm my biggest critic. So like when there's something that doesn't involve me, I can critique it with no fucking problem. So a lot of my favorite matches are ones that I've seen that had nothing to do with me.
Okay, so I'm gonna do favorite non-sim match and then favorite sim match.
Right.
So favorite sim match probably has to be Brian O'Meara versus Trey Jordans 3.
Okay.
A lot of chemistry in that match, back and forth. I actually went back and watched it recently, so I was in this like Twitter thing, and I think I got misunderstood because I said like nobody's gonna remember what you do in a match. Like if you do a whole match and you edit and shit and you make this whole match perfect, 5 stars, right? Say 5 years down the line, are you gonna remember exactly everything that happened in that match? Let alone
step for step? No.
Yeah, you're gonna remember the highlights, things that were like the highest peaks of that match are gonna stick out to you. Like, and that's what happens. And then, like 20 years down the line, you're like, I remember who won that match, and then like fucking 50 years down the line, I think it was one of them. I don't know what happened, but I think it was one of them. So yeah, just that would be alone my sim match. My favorite non-sim match would be either the dance-off or the Pokemon battle because I had so much fun in those matches because we were just not being serious at all, and the Connor Sabin versus Radical dynamic started there because we were like, what if we have a fake argument type thing where it's like we don't see eye to eye, so let's do a match where it's me versus you, but what we do in the match is if we have a Pokemon battle or a Pokemon fight, and then we turn on them and pin them, and it's like a tag team match the whole time, and we win. And the whole dynamic was like Sean and Joey being like, brothers in arms. They were the big names. You know what I mean? Like they had serious matches. Sean O'Reilly, especially with Darren Dastardly at the first Heat Wave. And here we are, like with these two guys, the guy that's running Heat Wave, just they're in fucking Pokemon suits. And I had Joey as Charizard and Sean was Snorlax. And so like I'm like, yeah, me and Joey, like when we were doing the fucking fight itself, I was like, Joey, hit him with flamethrower or something like that. Like I was just like, Joey was my Pokemon, Sean was Sabins, and we were treated like that in the party. So it was great. I had a lot of fun with that. And I said it's non-sim because it wasn't sim at all. It was just entertaining.
Right, exactly. Alright, so are your card tattoos based off of yours in real life?
So this is a good one. I actually don't have any tattoos in my life.
Me neither.
Like I have none whatsoever. And like I want to, but like I decided this is a crazy aspect. I'm just like, okay, so if everybody gets tattoos and it's the trend now, and everybody in the world just gets tattoos, they start bringing their babies in and signing Guardian forms so my baby can get a head tattoo or some shit like that. Like, if I'm the only man left on fucking Earth with no tattoos, who's unique now, motherfucker? The guy with no tattoos. It'd be like, Idiocracy, well, he doesn't have a barcode. Like, he's unique, you know what I mean? He's off the grid.
Right.
So, personally, I do want to get tattoos based off of like kind of like the tattoos I have for Radical. But what his tattoos mean is basically is a bunch of random shit that's thrown in there, and then the ones that really mean something are like the triple X on his back. I had that since 2007 for Radical. His arm sleeve, his right arm sleeve, it started off as like a bicep tattoo, and then I made a sleeve out of it, and then I gave him 2 sleeves. You know, it was a progression over the years. So I did it like that, and then the chest tattoo with like it's like the rib cage and shit.
Yeah.
You know, CM Punk, stuff like that. So that's kind of like a ode to CM Punk type thing, you know. And then I have, like, on the right side is the Decepticon logo. So that's all the Decepticons.
Hey, I have one too. Look at that. That's awesome.
And Matt Baker has one, like, below his ear. I think it's the left ear, if not the right. Obviously, it's one of them, but I think it might be the right, if I remember from the camera angles. Either way. So that's something that you can work into a storyline, too, is if, like, think about like a badass like heel stable that we'd have right there, just with the knowledge that we all have Decepticon tattoos. You know what I mean? Like that's fucking sick. Just using that as a premise to why we came together with Decepticons. It'd be so sweet. Like that would be a gimmick that would work. Like that normally wouldn't work, but like all the stars aligned, so it's like I think it would get over.
I'll be Megatron, you be Starscream and shit.
Oh yeah.
Have, like different fucking.
Whoa! Why you gotta be Megatron? Hold on,
I'm the baddest motherfucker on the planet.
Oh, look at you stealing my fucking like ideas and shit. Like I'm the one who's like talking about this thing. Oh yeah. I'm gonna be I'll be Megatron. No, just throw it out there. You be like Shockwave or Sound.
Galvatron. Go ahead. You can be Galvatron.
Oh my god. I'll fucking rather be the Dinobots or the fucking GoBots, the fucking Kmart version of Transformers.
Or the what was it? The shit with the dinosaurs. What was it?
You're talking about
It was like
Dinobots.
You're
talking about Beast Wars.
Shit? Yeah, Beast
yeah.
Wars. There you go. Optimus
fucking
Primal
Beast Wars or Cheetor.
The Cheetor.
What was it? Optimus Primal, or he was fucking. We all knew he was a fucking gorilla. So like.
Yeah.
And then he found, dude. The best part about that was that he found Optimus Prime in his like metal casket or whatever. The Robot Chicken did they made fun of it when like he had AIDS and he died, the robot AIDS.
Yeah.
And he like formed into a casket instead. He just transformed into a casket. Oh man. So, well, what was the question?
The tattoos based in real life.
Oh yeah, shit. My bad. See, this is the thing that I love about being on this podcast right now with you. It's like, dude, we could just. It's been natural chemistry for like 2 podcasts in a row.
We're gonna have a week-long extravaganza, just cut it into 5 episodes and shit.
So to cut it short, Decepticons, that's the deceptive side of the Radical. The things that he's done to betray allies and stuff and turn on people. All his tattoos are meant to. There's like skulls and stuff, so it's people that he's faced, that he's betrayed. If you see a skull on his tattoos, that's usually somebody that relates to somebody that was a old rival or so. And the Decepticon just kind of puts that. And then there's the Rebel Alliance logo on the left sleeve, and that is his righteous side, the rebel side of him, the things that he's done, as a rebel for the greater good.
It's the greater good.
Because he's a revolutionary, you know what I mean?
Right.
He fights. Primus is his mentor in the sake that Primus is the light side to the Radical, Kraven is the dark side. His uncle wants him to be violent and just like him, and that's why right now he's carrying around a baseball bat named Lucille. It was like kind of like a nod to Negan from The Walking Dead, but Lucille Ball, baseball bat. So that was my take on it, was Lucille. So Lucille is Kraven's bat, and that's what he would use because he was like an Undertaker follower type dude, and he took wrestling too seriously. Whereas Radical looked at in the light that where it's like it's choreographed wrestling. This is a thing that we do for fans, and Kraven was always like, oh, this is real. This is what we need to do. We need to beat the shit out of this fucking guy with this baseball bat here. See, like it's all legal. I'm Charlie Manson. Psychotic shit like that. And so companies wouldn't let him wrestle for long. That was his backstory because I didn't use Kraven for long. That's why I had to make something work. So it's like the fact that he was too violent. He was kicked off of federations and shit because they didn't want their guys to fucking die. This guy was psycho, and then he went to jail. Yeah. So, stuff like that, I guess.
Okay. All right. So now the last question from Harry is, oh shit. Well, first he says, and I am not a plush. So that's.
But he is a plush.
Of course he is. Right.
He is a plush.
The last question is, how does one become radical?
You have to go to a monastery for like 52 years, shave your head, and fucking get a lot of tattoos that make no sense.
You gotta take a vow of silence for a decade.
Yeah, and you just gotta, get a bunch of tattoos that have some meaning but no meaning, and you get some on your head that's like the Avatar, but it's like all tattoo inscribed kanji that looks stupid. Thanks, M. Night Shyamalan Ding Dong, for that. Ruined Avatar. But you gotta do that to become radical, or you become a surfer and you just start throwing around the shaka bra.
Wow.
Yeah.
Alright, fucking Danuce at Devlin Danuce.
Danusi.
Yeah, Danusi.
Motivate.
I just like saying Danuce. But favorite show / events to watch.
Okay.
Oh, and also favorite show / event to participate in. So.
Participate in. Well, since I'm only in Wrestle Orchestra right now, that's my favorite show to participate in.
Okay.
Once I become Proving Grounds, it's going to be a two-way tie forever. And then once I get to Valor, it'll still be a tie because favorite show to be on, I love to be on any show. So whoever's got me, you're my favorite. Hey.
Right.
Favorite shows to watch. Recently, I got back into WTW around episode 5, I think it was. Future, I started just watching like last two episodes. Oh no. Last episode I watched, and no, it wasn't 2 episodes. I watched one before that too. Wrestle Orchestra, obviously, because I need to know what's going on my own show. Otherwise, I'm screwed. Mm-hmm. And Valor's another one too. And obviously, I've watched Fan Royal Rumble, and I've seen the pay-per-view before that, I believe. Or yeah, the one before that, and then I'll be watching Fan Anniversary 4. So. CTO, TKS, I do get a glimpse of. Like, I watch some of their stuff. I try to watch some of their stuff. So, I'll get through like an hour's worth, and then something will happen, and I just stop watching. So there's some shows I need to finish. I'm actually, Final Frontier for NAH. I'm still on like about maybe 15 minutes in, so I got like some time to go on that. That was released though, like a while ago, like a year ago.
Yeah, the Iron Frontier, yeah. Alright, so now this is from Zengar Vanu. I hope I did that name justice. At hi, there is Zen. Okay, whatever. Alright, so number 1, do you think up and coming car stars have a chance of being in big communities?
Yes, because I'm an example of that. A lot of people are an example of that, like Jawan Conrad and Aiden Ali. These are guys that were like nobodies like me, like guys that have kind of been around the community for a while but didn't really, strike it anywhere. So guys like that, I'm not really gonna say me because to me, I'm my own build. You know what I mean? I don't put myself side by side with people. So I'm my own thing. But like guys like that are a testament to where like you can go from being green and not really known of, like your name might pop up like once or twice, but most of the time, you're nobody. Like. And then you all of a sudden you're what everybody's pushing on their shows right now, like WTW and Future with those guys. You see them on a daily basis. You know what I mean? Those are the stars that they're pushing out there on their opening show intros, things like that. So it is possible. I mean, yes, it's about finding the right people to talk to. As far as like, if somebody books a show and say you don't know Danuce on a personal level, but you talk to him because you two were laughing over some shit, and then he's like, hey, I've seen some of your stuff. How would you like to be a part of Wrestle Orchestra? You know what I mean? And then it's like, sure. Or if you say no, maybe I got a busy schedule, then you miss out on getting yourself out there. But the more that people come to you or you find people, like, don't just be friends with people just to get into places. Like, what the hell?
Yeah, that's weird.
Just, like, be legit. Like, be like, hey, I see that you make the show. I watch your show. I like it. You got an opening for me type deal? And if they, if they like you and you stick around, you'll get booked more in different places. I prefer to be, like, less is more because then, like, you don't see me everywhere. You know what I mean? So it's kind of a good thing not to have my face everywhere because then you don't get bored of me. Like, when you see me, it's not a special occasion, but it's like, oh, wow, hey, it's the Radical again. It's been, what, a month? I'm like,
you just don't want people to get tired of you, that's all.
Exactly. I want to keep it fresh. So it is definitely possible to up and come. It's not impossible, and it should never be impossible. That's what this.
It all depends on the work you're willing to put into it. That's it.
Yeah, like if you're humble and you're a good guy and you want to do this, you want to do sim. I feel like anybody should give you an opportunity as long as you show that if you're rough around the edges that you're willing to listen and do things that you're not normally used to. You'll find out that you'll be booked a lot more. If you turn down opportunities or you get a big head, you're not going to be booked anywhere. So never let this get to you. You know what I mean? Never let it distract you from what you want to do. Don't be like, oh, well, now I'm on fam, so, screw everybody else. I'm too big time now. Like, always be humble and always keep to who you are, because this is just a hobby to begin with. It's all fake. It's fun to know that, a lot of people will watch you, even if it's like 52 people, which I'm used to, or 12 people. Just know that you're doing it to entertain, and that it's just a fun hobby that, other people are enjoying as well.
Exactly.
So, never let it get to you. You go far.
So now, second question. What do you think of Ryan Giovanni?
Oh, shit. String cheese head motherfucker. Fucking swear to God. This dude, I've done a fucking restraining order against now, because Ryan Giovanni pops up in my mentions more than I would like to, and more for he'd like to see me pop up in his for stupid shit, because I troll Ryan Giovanni on a fucking basis that's like not daily, but it's like if I find an opportunity to troll Ryan Giovanni, I'm gonna do it, because I know he gets all super serious and in character, and we start kayfabing, and I'm the best, and I'm gonna kick your ass because I'm Ryan Giovanni, and fuck you, motherfucker. I'm the best wrestler from goddamn Stamford, Connecticut that you've ever seen, or Greenwich, Connecticut, where the fuck you came from.
Connecticut, damn it.
Yeah. You talk about my home state right there, and I don't like it. But, no, I say some stupid shit because I know he takes it, but, he'll pop up out of nowhere, out of the fucking blue, and he'll just start the shit like, oh, I can't wait to, see you and here so I can face you and beat you down and rub you down with oil. I'm like... yeah, I'm getting choked up over here. I'm blushing. I'll just fucking, I put a restraining order on probably, because, it's not, well, the first time I walked away, so I post a picture of, a dude walking away, and I was like, it's not me, it's you. And I'm just like, you're not my type, and I just left it at that, and he got all sad, because I didn't want to play ball with him. And then the second time he fucking did it, that's where I fucking made a restraining order, and I put his name on it, and I posted it to him, and I gave him a restraining. I'm like, that moment when you gotta get a restraining order in cop. And
right.
We haven't really, actually, no. Before that, they asked me who my favorite divas were, and I said Ryan Giovanni was one of them. And he got a kick out of it. He laughed. So I was like, I'm glad he took it like a champ with that one. But that was my favorite time that I fucking trolled him, because he not only he played it so well, he owned it, but that's what I wanted, because that's really what I want. If I'm making fun of you, dude, it's a two-way street. So if you make fun of me, I'm gonna have to take it. I can't be like, oh, what the fuck? I wasn't just fucking poking the bear there the whole fucking time, and now you're making fun of me. What the fuck, dude? If you can take it as much as you can give it, you're my kind of guy that I want to hang out with and talk to, because I do the same shit. So I gotta check myself sometimes when I'm like, oh man, well, you did kind of dish it out, so you deserve it. So when he plays ball like that, it's a cool time. But when he's getting all in character and shit, and I don't want to fucking kayfabe, which I usually do, so I can't say he's stupid for that, because I do it too. But sometimes it's you gotta be in the mood for it. You gotta be in the mood for when you want to get some Twitter battles going on. I want to attack someone in character. So yeah. Fucking string cheese head motherfucker.
Alright, so now, last question from Venu, or Zen, whatever. Zenga Venu! Alright. Favorite finisher, I guess, of all time? Anything that anybody else does. Not necessarily what you do, but just favorite finisher you sing. I, for one, I love the pedigree. Pedigree.
It is versatile.
Yeah.
I like the old selling of the pedigree, the one that fucking paralyzed that dude and possibly killed him, broke his neck.
Yeah.
Not because he killed the dude, but just because.
That was funny.
He was green anyways, so I guess it was better then than now. I don't know. I don't need heat over some fucking dude that died 20 years ago or fucking got paralyzed. I don't know. Rock Bottom, Stone Cold Stunner, Diamond Cutter, and the Sweet Chin Music are a fucking 4-way tie. Maybe even the Chokeslam a 5-way tie. I'd say Stone Cold Stunner based on the idea of, flipping people off and fucking dropping them out of nowhere. Sweet Chin Music for the same case, it's out of nowhere. Rock Bottom, out of nowhere.
You can do it at any time, yeah.
Or the Shell Shock, which Alex Shelley did, which I use, is the reverse SDO. I like that it's it sets up, because I did do the Rock Bottom as a fuck you to JP back in the day. It was his finisher, so that's where I adopted it as a signature. It was I would do it, and I did it to him. So sometimes I just steal people's finishers and use it part of a feud type deal and adopt it as my own. So I I don't know, the Sweet Chin Music would probably be number one, just because of like the way that Shawn Michaels would sell it after it, just like laying down, like when he laid over Kurt Angle and pinned him and draped over him, like shit like that was fucking cool. Like he was tired. Plus, when like Nick Virtue being the most well-known, famous person for using it in Ka. Same with Labob, who uses it because of it, Nick Virtue, and I use it too as like the last resort. So like it's like when everything else fails, that's the last move I got in me. That's all I have left in the fuel. I pull it out, and then you get a near fall or you get a finish. So like I think that's number one.
It's your in case of emergency break glass type move. Yeah.
Exactly. I can't move my arms because Phoenix broke both my arms in the Wings of Phoenix. I got one leg that's working, the other one's kind of bummed out. So here goes nothing. I'm pretty much a fucking gimp at this point. Here's a Sweet Chin Music. I can pull one leg out and fall down and die.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. So Eric Levine at Ayu or Ayu or whatever the fuck. How long have you known Monroe?
Since I was 11 or 12. It's been a long time. So I'm 27 now. You can do the fucking math.
Yeah.
And that's how long we've known each other for. Since I've started doing anything even Ka related, like creative wrestler, but doing roleplay on forums, doing roleplay in Yahoo Chat. We came up with Craven Alexander, Christopher Alexander. I think there was like 5 other ones, like Brian, Scott, Jason Alexander. I don't know all of them, but yeah, we were
the
just
guy from Seinfeld.
Yeah, exactly. He was a part of it, and we just had a brotherhood type of deal over that, where it's like we all came together and we portrayed his family, And I've known him that long, so we carried it out. And to this day, I still use it, and that's where we're headed to. Is like I want to have a match with him, because dude, this is him and Brandon at Los Neon. Again, these are 2 guys that I've known since I was 11. They go back further than Ka, and the fact that all 3 of us are relevant in some way or another now it's full circle, man. It comes from being a small world to this is a really fucking small world, because we've all went separate ways and did separate things, and yet here we all are back at it again together, So it's beautiful. Like it's surreal.
All right, so now this is what I like to call the lightning round, since there's so many fucking questions. Hashtag number one. Hashtag one man club.
Fucking
at
champ.
Mr. Over 9,000 champ. Fucking asshole. All right, so now please, whatever you can, just like try to answer the question within like 1 or 2 words or some shit.
You got it. Let's do it. Lightning Larry round. We'll fucking hit it up.
All right. So. All right. Are you my father?
Maybe.
All right. Will you make me an attire?
No.
How was your birthday?
I worked.
What did you get?
I got 2 cakes and maybe an STD.
Nice. All right. How old are you? 27. All right. Any girlfriend?
I am single and mingle right now. I like to see lots of ladies.
Okay, go ahead.
Not ladies of the evening. I do not pay for sex. It is given for free on both consent. Okay.
Based on charm.
Like I just okay. Not to get long, but I just don't date because a lot of girls do not have what is called compromise and or commitment. Hey.
Yes. All right. Let's see here. Any hoobies? I don't know if you meant boobies or hobbies. So
boobies are my hobby, though. So I mean, I guess you can consider boobies is my hobby.
Okay.
I do this thing called Ka, so that's I guess a hobby. Photoshop, video editing on Adobe Premiere. I like to watch a lot of anime. Recently, this is something I started to do because I'm like, I kind of gave up on the anime and doing it. I thought it was stupid for a while, and then I'm like fucking weeboo, and I'm like, you know what? I'm bored. I got nothing else going on in my life, so let me just learn something new and get back into something that I watched before, and it hasn't been bad.
All right. So, who was rad?
I am rad.
Sweet. All right. Favorite Quentin Tarantino movie?
Reservoir Dogs.
Sweet. All right. So, least favorite Ka show?
Least favorite Ka show?
Mm-hmm.
Ah, shit. Shit. I don't know. Rocks maybe because of all the shit that happened because of Enzi and he fucked his own show, so somebody else had to step in the reins, and I don't know. Right now, I'd have to say them. Anybody that doesn't have me on them, nah, I'm just kidding. But probably
Even Emmy, damn.
that's the thing. Anybody that's trying to do car shows, like probably BDG at the moment because they're doing the whole 2K16 shit while it's 17. Like, no
What the
offense.
fuck?
Well, they're trying to do catch up because there's like certain stuff that needs to happen. That's like, well, it happened on 16, so we have to finish out everything on 16. But everybody that's carried over to 17 now, that's headed over to 18. It's like we don't want to
Shit
fucking
about
do all that.
16,
Yeah, we don't want, we don't want to expand on doing 18 stuff like in 2018 doing 2017 shit. You know what I mean? But I'm not gonna say they're the worst show because of that. I just think that's what kind of killed the hype for it. You know what I mean? I would say the
All right,
worst
lightning
show.
round.
God damn it! See, don't ask me these questions that are fucking technical. Then, if you want lightning round answers, man. I'm fucking high, I'm thinking about it. Like, I don't know. Shit, rocks. I gotta throw you under the bus. All right.
Again, going to his spelling. Who is Radika?
I don't know. That sounds like a fucking typo to me.
Right. Favorite sexual position?
Reverse cowgirl.
Sweet. All right. Favorite skateboard company?
Element, dude. Maybe Tony Hawk.
All right. Favorite skateboarder?
Favorite skateboarder?
Mm-hmm.
Who? Rodney Mullen.
Yes, that guy. All right. Favorite animal?
Turtles.
Sweet.
Oh.
Favorite Mr. Champ attire?
His Make Edwards champion attire that he did in WTOW when I faced him. When he had Clark Edwards' face on his knee pad.
Alright. Talk about me. Talk about how you enjoy Met. Talk about do you do more funny videos?
Okay, so let's talk about me. I don't want to talk about you, so that's my answer for that. This is about the Radical right now. Mr. Champ, it's over 9,000. You're not a champ, so until you become champ, I'm not going to talk about you.
Oh shit.
I have nowhere to talk. I'm not a champion either.
Yeah, me neither now. Damn, fuck. Alright. Fuck, my nose.
So what was the next one? He said talk about me and then talk about who?
How you and Joey met, and then do if you're gonna do more funny videos.
Alright, so lightning round, how me and Joey met. We were scheduled for a dance-off in a tag team tournament. We did that, and we became besties ever since.
Sweet.
Talk about...
Are you doing more funny videos?
Yes. When? I don't know when. Maybe not anytime soon that I know of. I might. It's when the mood strikes me.
Sweet. Yeah, I have one coming up too. Like as soon as this year, I'm gonna upload it on Twitter.
If it makes sense, like I know Ryan or Javante Blake Ryan asked me to do an Independence Day show, and I'm like, it's been way past July 4th forever now. So I'm like, I don't really want to do Independence Day if it means like, and he's like, oh, it's not that Independence Day. I'm like, what other Independence Day is there? I live in America, man. That's the only one I follow. So that's my answer to that. I don't know if I'll do any comedy scenes. But I'm definitely, if you have something great and it makes sense for me and it's not going to kill, like, oh, hey, Radical went from super serious to comedic joke again, nothing like that. But, if you got something for me and it sounds good, I'll do it. If it doesn't make Joey laugh, then I can't do it because he's like my manager.
All right, favorite anime?
Gurren Lagann, hands down.
Sweet.
Cowboy Bebop or Gurren Lagann, but Gurren Lagann at the moment.
Boyfriend?
What the fuck?
That's what he's asking.
Boyfriend?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna give a shout out to your future husband.
Alright, so girlfriend?
I guess not because I'd be cheating on my boyfriend. So I mean,
Both?
I guess it would be like a three-way. Like, does he see her too? I'm kind of, like I said, single and mingle.
Alright, cool.
I like girls, but my boyfriend doesn't like that I like girls. So.
Yeah, that's a hurdle you have to hop through. All right, all I guess, boy, girl, she's or he/she's or whatever.
You know what? I like to expand my horizons. So let's do everything under the sun. If you're fucking breathing and alive, but you're not an animal, we're cool. There's boundaries. There's fucking boundaries.
Green skin aliens. Let's go.
Watermelons and shit. Like, what the fuck?
Watermelons.
I don't know. I'm not gonna sit there and be like, oh, you're so fucking juicy. Oh my god. What a fuck you.
They're gonna take that sound bit and then just fucking upload it for everything. But anyway, so Joey, I guess that's a question mark.
Don't forget to take a shit when you flush. Disgusting.
Elite Four.
Oh, he's asking if I was dating Joey. Dude, me and Joey are like heterosexual life mates. Like that's just something that's a given.
It's like
you know what I
Jay and
mean?
Silent Bob, yeah.
Exactly. We are Jay and Silent Bob. I can't say I'm Silent Bob, obviously from this podcast, but Silent Joey. You know?
Silent Joey, probably. All right, let's see here. Elite Four question mark and now
We're more like, you know, we haven't really had the opportunity to do much as like a faction because Aiden is on his way out, I think, again. We did one match. He didn't really like it so much, so like he tells me like it was a fluke match because I know he doesn't like it, but I liked it a lot. Sean is on a hiatus right now after losing the championship belt at CTO against Aaron Bomber, and it's mainly like me and Joey. So Rat-a-tat Turner, baby, Elite 4. It's still Elite 2.
Elite 2 now.
But like we always still talk. So me and Aiden and Joey and Sean still all talk. So Elite 4 is still going on. We're just not storyline wise really anything right now.
Lightning round.
I'm trying, dude. These are the short answers I can give you.
All right, who do you love?
Oh shit. What is love? Baby.
That's the next question. Who do you
Nice.
love? What is love? Do you love me? Love?
Dude. Love is a 4-letter word, and so is hate.
Yeah, pretty much. Fucking, you have no idea. All right, so, all right, that's the end of the podcast, man. Because we finally reached it. Yay! Anything you want to plug? Anything you want to promote? Anything like that? Twitter account, upcoming shows, so on and so forth.
At WO Live, watch Wrestle Orchestra for your weekly radical experience, and I don't know. At Fight for Valor because Proving Grounds and stuff like that. You got fam on the plug. Follow Sean Nova and his podcast 525 Live, so at Nova 525. And if you want, at Joey Turner or at Joey Turner X or at Joey Turner 69, doesn't matter which one you choose, they all fucking suck.
Oh god. All right, but yeah, that's pretty much it. I am Sean Nova for 525 Live Podcast. This is Radical over here. High fucking five. We made it. It's the longest episode, but it was fucking great.
Always a pleasure. Thank you for having me. Thank you for the radical believers that are listening right now. All 5 of you. It's been a pleasure. Thank you for having me on the show, man.
All right, man. Have a good one.
You too.